Hi, guys. Welcome to Parawomenradio. I'm Amy. Before Gypsy Rose's camp began spreading their watered down portrayal of poor Gypsy Rose as a victim of Munchausen syndrome by proxy and fake news, a different narrative was taking shape. It depicted Gypsy Rose Blanchard as a slimy mastermind, revealing a level of intelligence previously unseen, while Nick Godejohn was obviously someone lacking in mental capacity of some form. Some may even suggest a touch of autism or something on that level after interacting with him or even seeing video of him. The police hinted at a deeper truth, suggesting that Gypsy Rose was the true mastermind behind it all. So, tonight we are diving into the story behind the story, complete with news footage and interrogations, starting with Gypsy Rose's herself. Now that these gruesome photos of Dee Dee Blanchard have been released, showcasing the extent of what Gypsy Rose is actually capable of, get ready for more shocking evidence in both photo and video form. So grab your breadcrumbs because we may need them to find our way out of the GRB rabbit hole. I am completely non directional, so help a girl out. Get ready for this episode of Parawomenradio. Um, while we wait for everyone to roll in, I'm going to roll some credits. Shout out to my replay crew. You're halfway there. It's Wednesday, my loves. Guys, welcome to Parawomen Radio. I'm Amy.
Carefully strumming this old guitar, words rolling out into the fire. Never ask why my heart burned blue. Here in the haze where you inspire me. Here in the darkness I hear my cue. Time to find some solitude. Here where my soul bleeds openly, deep in the heart of sin and you. Here in the blue, I'm falling deep into you. Here in the blue, I'm dancing with you tonight, and it feels fine. Carefully strumming this old guitar again, words rolling out into our fire. If heaven had wings, I would steal them and fly away with you for a while. Here in the essence of gratitude, your dreamy little smile on my lips. I miss my cue, but baby, I had you. Miss my cue, but I had you for that day.
in the essence of gratitude, I've got my power crew tonight. How's everyone doing? Are you ready to talk about Gypsy Rose Blanchard? I thought in the wake of the release of all her quite shocking photos of her mother's unaliving, I think things have come to light that many people didn't know. I know I was over on TikTok trying to get ready for today, and I saw some videos of some pretty oops some pretty, probably, like, I would say 20 some year old um women, and they were videoing them first looking at the photos, and they're like shocked, completely shocked. And in this one, um I put, because in her previous video, she was like, "Oh, I feel so sorry for Gypsy Rose," and blah dee blah blah blah. The story, the narrative that she likes everyone to follow. And in the video where she's shocked, I put, "Do you still think Gypsy Rose got a raw deal?" or something like that. Like, where you at, sister? Because I really would like to know where people are at after seeing those photos. Um, where how when you okay, these photos, have you had already had seen these photos, or was this on her birthday, on her 33rd birthday, when they like were re-released? Was this the first time that you guys had seen the photos, or had you had already seen the photos? Put a 1 if you had already, if it was your first time seeing the photos, and put a 2 if you had already seen the photos. Like, I had already seen the photos. I'm a number 2 because I had seen them like 6 months earlier because they were over on Reddit. And somebody said that they were like, you had to like, find them piece by piece. But no, there was this thing over there that it just had them all like laid out. So, yeah. They're hard to see, in my opinion, and the extent. I can't sit and look at those type of things, though. I have to be honest. I can't be one that just looks at that stuff, because it will start, I don't know, I'll have dreams about it or something. Let's see what you guys are saying. One, two, 1.5. So that means you probably saw some of them. 2, 1. Wow, it's pretty right down the middle. Yeah. Yeah, that's interesting. So I think that we need to keep the momentum going. So we've seen the photos. Now let's go back into time when the narrative wasn't what Gypsy wanted us to believe, when the Munchausen syndrome by proxy hadn't been released yet. Uh, let's go back to June 15th, 2015. I believe that was the day when Gypsy and Nicholas were taken into Gypsy Blanchard and Nicholas Godejohn were taken into custody. Let me get my stage together while I'm doing that. If you guys could start that algorithm dance party that I like to do, just start warming up your fingers and dancing them right up to the hearts and thumbs up button. helps me dance out into the algorithm, and I like to party out there, bring more fun people back to the party. It's just a free way to help me out, and it's really, really appreciated. And if you like my content, be sure to subscribe. We have a lot of new subscribers, and I think it was from the last Gypsy Rose video that live that we did. So welcome, welcome. I'm so happy to have you, because I talked a lot about unity in that video. So that means that you are with me, and let's not fight. Let's just focus on the loser in this situation, who's become the actual mastermind. She's actually turning into a Chris Watts for me, because she has, in my eyes, murdered her mother. So I like, I don't have much love for those people that do that. I just don't. And the people that do it and have no like remorse. And she has no remorse. She doesn't. She wanted us to think she did, and she almost made us believe she did. And if she had just went away, like did the mommy dead and dearest, took her little cash grab there and went away, we probably all would have like stuck with that narrative. But she just can't stop herself. She can't stop herself. And therefore, the truth keeps rolling out to more and more people. She's like basically doing it for herself, like she's like getting the story out there, the true story out there, because she can't stop herself. So let's go back in time, and look at what we've got here. So there was this news report with the Springfield News Leader. Mother found unalive in home, daughter located in Wisconsin. Facebook post claims responsibility. This was it was originally published on June 16th, 2015. I wonder if like they changed any of the narrative in it, because they updated it. It looks like in April of 2019. But a bizarre Facebook post led friends and neighbors to check a woman's home just north of Springfield this weekend. And on Monday morning, their worst fears were confirmed. Claudina Didi Blanchard, 48, was found dead inside her home after an anonymous person, which we know who that person was, claimed responsibility for unaliving her, authorities say. Meanwhile, Blanchard's wheelchair-bound daughter was reported missing, only to be found Monday morning in Wisconsin, along with the man authorities are calling a person of interest. So this was before Nick Godejohn was the big bad wolf that Gypsy wanted us to believe that he was. And we're going to look at the big bad wolf really quick before we go into Gypsy's interrogation. And we're going to see the big bad wolf sobbing, wanting to know where Gypsy Rose is and can he hold her one last time. Meanwhile, Gypsy's over in her interrogation, flirting and taking some naps with the fish. Investigators were set up all day Monday around Blanchard's pink house on the 2002 100 block of North Volunteer Way, and Greene County Sheriff Jim Arnold said detectives traveled from Springfield to Big Bend, Wisconsin, where local authorities found Dee Dee's 19-year-old daughter, Gypsy Blanchard, safe on Monday morning. Arndt said the man arrested with Gypsy is not yet being called a suspect, and his name has not been released. When asked whether Gypsy, whose neighbors say suffers from leukemia and muscular dystrophy, is a suspect in her mother's unaliving, Arnold replied, "We're not ruling anything out." So this was back when they really didn't know what was going on and they were just trying to figure it out. And everybody was actually just trying to figure it out, right? Nobody knew. And everyone was just so worried for Gypsy Rose. And everybody was out searching. And there were police crews sitting at her house waiting and looking, and people worried about her and her way to, because she hadn't seen anything yet. No, she had already done this. She had put because nobody had found her mother fast enough and it was making her nervous. And she couldn't stand the fact, this is her story, couldn't stand the fact that her mother was alone. She wanted her to be found. She just wanted it to be over with. So she could run away from Nick or whatever, or blame it on Nick or whatever the story was going to be, which we now know what it turned out to be. But she didn't have the Munchausen syndrome by proxy idea in her mind yet. That hadn't been planted yet. So I think at this time, Gypsy was going to blame it all on Nick being, just this crazy boyfriend. He was just this crazy boyfriend, wanting to do all this crazy stuff that she had never heard of. So if you ever really want to know the true story, I always say to go to Becca Scoops. I think she's got 4 or 5 videos out now, and they really set you straight. You want to know the true story and you're just going down this rabbit hole, Becca Scoops is the place to go. It's concise content with not all the drama, but all the facts, cutting through all of Gypsy Rose's drama to the facts. Oops. So I will link this channel. I will link everything that we look at down in the description. We won't look at everything, or I'll stop and start things and talk over it. And I do this for fair play use, and I must do this. And I encourage you to go to that creator's channel and check it out, because if I'm looking at it or I'm recommending it and I'm not watching it all, I'm wanting you to go and look at it yourself. And this is all my opinion. Yeah. Sorry, I got distracted by something. Somehow I'm signed into my other account. Well, anyway, okay. Sorry, I got distracted. This is all just my opinion for entertainment purposes only. All that good stuff. Okay, so we get this. The Olympics. We get this police story that comes out and says things are not always as they appear.
Press conference that says this is an ongoing investigation. And I want to start off with saying things are not always as they appear. I know that you all have most of the information related to the PC statement. So I'm going to start going into some facts that we have, and then I'll take questions. Both Facebook postings that appeared in that everyone has copies of were authored by Gypsy. As we dig into this further, we'll have more information regarding the details. I want to make a statement to use caution in donating money to this family at this time, as we have unearthed the appearance of a long financial fraud scheme along with this tragic event. It appears, as you all know, when we put out the data, the age of Gypsy, it appears that there is several date of births that have been used over a period of time, ranging from the age of 19 to 23. And we will dig into that further to find the exact correct one. We have investigators working on that.
I'm sorry, this is as loud as it gets. I don't have an amazing setup, so I hope to get a better studio, and I actually have an Amazon wish list, but that's as loud as I can make this go. It is extremely quiet, and sometimes the really old news footage is. So I do apologize. If you can't hear it, a good thing to do is having a volume booster. I'm sure you guys know this. I didn't know it until like I started getting into these like really quiet old news footage. And well, maybe if I turn my volume booster on, that's my ad block, it'll be louder for you. Let me see if that works.
We also know that she can walk without assistance.
Is that better?
And she can do that very well. We really don't know the true background of this family. We've received information that they are Hurricane Katrina victims, as you all have, but we have not confirmed that. This is a tragic, tragic event surrounded by mystery and public deception. I want to say thanks to the Waukesha County Sheriff's Office and to Sheriff Severson, who has been an invaluable resource to the Greene County Sheriff's Office as we've proceeded through this investigation. We are at a point now that the prosecutor has filed charges this morning for first-degree murder on 2 suspects. You have that information. We also have booking photos to pass out to the media of when both of these 2 suspects were booked in. We do appreciate the public's assistance in this entire case. We received a lot of background information. A lot of information has come forward, and we appreciate everyone's assistance through this tragic event, and I'll take questions.
How do you believe Gypsy and the other suspect got to Wisconsin? And we read that they took a yellow cab from the house, but where from there?
They had taken a bus.
How did they meet?
You know, we're still investigating the extent of the relationship, but it has been referred to as boyfriend, girlfriend. And I can't give you an exact way of how they met, but this investigation is still ongoing. We'll have further information on that.
Do you know more of the timeline now of when the murder occurred?
You know, we do have a timeline. We know that they were here in Springfield for at least probably 1 to 2 days after the murder had taken place. And there is video footage of them, several different businesses here in Springfield before they departed.
Was it a Greyhound bus or?
It was a, I would assume it would be, because I think that's the only bus station we have here.
What's going to happen to Dee Dee now, the mother? When is her funeral going to be? Do they have other family?
Yeah, I don't have all the details on that as of yet. Dee Dee has been separated from their family for at least 16 years for various reasons, as some of you have unearthed by doing some research. But there's not a lot of family contact, and it really goes back to a lot of deception with family and everyone else, and so there's a separation there.
Can you go into more about that financial fraud?
That would have been interesting to know where they were at that separation, and who was that Rod and Christy at that point telling the police that, oh, we've been separated. We don't know what's going on. type deal? What do you guys think?
I can't specifically, other than if you, in the investigation, there were several $1,000s in cash stolen that she had in a safe. And we know that they received a lot of GoFundMe accounts. There was some other accounts set up and some other things that we're looking into. But as I said at the beginning, things are not always as they appear. We and we don't know the extent of the fraud, but it seems pretty lengthy.
Did Dee Dee orchestrate the fraud, or was it Gypsy?
Well, we will look into that and see. There's a lot of things that Dee Dee is deceased, so there's not a lot of things that we really need to dig up there specifically for the case. But we do know that there just seems to be a long pattern from being in a wheelchair to getting people to assist them with finances and things like that. And that's why I caution anyone at this point not to put money in their accounts until we kind of figure out the extent of their deception.
So Dee Dee was not disabled either?
Well, I can't comment on that specifically right now.
We have a question on the timeline because it kind of goes back and forth with him and her. Did she confess in Wisconsin and then you were waiting for your deputies to get there? The timeline between you talking to him and her is kind of muddled.
Right. The sheriff's office up there did not speak to them. They waited until detectives arrived. We tried to get a private charter flight out, but due to financial costs, we couldn't get up there as quick as we wanted. So we had to book a commercial flight for the detectives to fly up. As soon as they were up there and
They
were
had
able
to
interview
fly
both and
commercial.
also assist in the processing of.
Okay, so that was.
Well, it's possible.
That was the start of the case. And then we took a sharp turn. But we're not going to take that sharp turn. We're going to stay right where we are. We're not taking that sharp turn yet. We're staying on this date. And we're going to go in and first we're going to look at Gypsy Rose's interrogation tonight. But I want to take a quick peek at, before we go in to see what Gypsy's up to, I want us all to take a quick peek and see what Nick is doing and where he's at. And then let's see if we think this guy is the mastermind. We're going to see if this guy is the evil mastermind.
I see what you're saying. Yeah. So you didn't really answer my question. If you could go back and change any one thing about what has happened, what would you change?
How this happened?
Yeah.
Oh gosh.
Would you change anything?
Well, the thing is I would rather not kill Dee Dee, the truth. Because that's the part that's like the main thing I regret the most of the entire thing.
Okay. Sometimes what I like to do is when people are cooperative and they tell the truth and they tell their story, I like to offer them the opportunity to write an apology letter. And you can write that letter to anyone that you want that's most important, whether you write it to your mom or you want to write it to Dee Dee's family, or you want to write it to Gypsy, or you want to write it to anyone.
Okay.
Then I like to give people that opportunity. Is that an opportunity you would like to take advantage of?
Yeah, I would do it.
Okay. Would you like to do that right now?
I don't know what I would say because.
Do you want some time to sit here and think about it? Because I got to get a camera because I got to take some pictures of you. I can leave you alone to do that if you'd like to do that.
Jeez.
You think that's too hard to do? You don't have to do it. You don't have to do it. That's just something that I allow you to do if you wish to do.
I mean, I do feel the guilt where I feel like doing it. I really do feel like doing it.
Okay. How about this? How about we do this? If you don't want to express it on a piece of paper, tell me now, if you had to apologize to someone for what has happened, who would you apologize to?
The thing is, I do feel bad for Gypsy's family. I really do feel bad for them. I do feel bad for Gypsy. Heck, I feel bad for all Gypsy's friends. There's so many people that.
So you would apologize to all of them people?
I'll try to apologize as much as I could.
Okay. All right. I'm going to go get a camera. I'm going to take some pictures of you, and then we can see what's going to happen from there, okay?
Oh, geez, I'm nervous.
Okay, I know you're nervous, but you've done what's right. Are you hungry? Do you want to eat this?
No.
Okay, let me get the camera and I'll take some pictures of you, okay?
Okay, and I had a request for one of the detectives,
Okay,
which is to go to the whole Gypsy one time.
hold
After this?
Gypsy one time after this. Okay,
Yes.
I'll see you. Do you remember who that was that you talked to about that?
There was one, I think, detective, his name was Detective Brad, I think he called himself.
Okay,
Detective Brad, I don't, there was also another one, I asked a lot of them. I asked Detective Brad, Detective Todd.
okay.
I can't remember the third one.
Let me go see if that's something that they want to do. Okay, that's pretty much up to them. I don't care one way or the other. If they want to do that, I'm okay with that. So let me go ask, okay?
Okay.
But first, before that can even happen, I have to take pictures of you. Okay?
I have a question.
Yeah.
I was wondering, why did I have to take pictures? Just clear on that.
Okay, the reason I want to take pictures is because I see these injuries on you.
Yeah.
Remember you told me that you cut yourself whenever you were stabbing D?
Yep.
So I want to take a picture of that.
Okay.
And then you said that you had an injury right here from
Yeah.
that got injured. So I just want to take pictures of you for that.
Okay.
Do you have injuries anywhere else?
Nothing hard, no.
Do you have any marks that Gypsy did to you or anything that she did to you? Did you
Um,
want me to photograph or?
No.
Are you sure you're not hurt anywhere or anything?
Other than where I'm already bandaged up and home.
Okay, all right, I'll be right back.
Hey, how are you?
Well,
Hey, I'm just gonna take some photos.
This
of
is
you.
Detective Hancock with my
I
sheriff's
just
office.
introduce myself to.
Okay.
Okay.
You gonna do this? Stand up for me just real quick.
all right.
Wow. Let's go back just a little bit for me so I can get the full body shot up there. A little bit more. Kind of one. Okay, you're right there, perfect. Okay. Push feet together. Like that. Put your hands out like this forward, okay? Flip your hands over like this. Okay, just kind of look up. Got anything on your face? Any scratches, marks, or anything?
Nothing aware of.
Okay. How about your feet? Anything on your feet?
This foot, yes.
Right there?
Yeah, it's a scratch.
Yeah, how'd you get that?
That was from me getting arrested earlier.
Oh, okay. Right there, got the skin. Okay. Are you able to peel those bandages back? Let me see the wounds that you got on there. Yeah, there's
I
know. How about,
the thing is,
yeah. Do it quick. What's underneath your scratches, or is it open wounds, or what?
these are open wounds. Oh, no, not open wounds. They're irritation burns. And then over here,
Burns from what?
because by the way, I hit the ground.
Oh,
It made me, it's like a rug burn.
Oh, okay. Okay. What about your fingers?
But this one, I got it because of, they were taking my blood.
Hey, I have another question for you. On the Facebook account, did you communicate with her on the D Gypsy account? The D Gypsy Blanchard account?
No.
Okay, what Facebook account did you communicate with her on?
Okay, I'm gonna get rid of. There's a lot that we got rid of.
The lot that you guys created and you guys deleted?
Yep.
Okay, what were they?
One was, I think it was named as Emma Rose. Was one of
What
them.
is it, Emma?
Yeah, Emma Rose.
EMMA?
Rose.
Okay. What was the picture on Emma Rose?
Well, right now it's deactivated, so I would really.
What was it before it was deactivated?
I can't remember actually.
Okay.
I can't remember.
So Emma Rose, what else?
Um.
I'm trying to make a note here because I don't have my paper with me.
Freaking school. I'm freaking screwed. I did it for her and only for her, not for us. So yeah, it was for us. I wanted to do it if it wasn't for us. So it was the only way to be together. My dad told everyone. Everyone except for Dan. Dan's the only one not realized too. Then she decided to go with it. Like, screw it. Me, I actually held together until how long as you can die. I said screw it, I said truth then too. I really realized how screwed I am right now. I can't even handle this all that time now. I really wish that Gypsy said, I was just walk onto it and I'd be like, oh. That's the thing that's there the most. You should hear as badly as they do. God darn it, where the hell is one of those detectives? The thing is, I already feels guilty. There's no reason to punish me for something I'm already guilty of. Makes some sense. Punish someone for something they already know they're guilty of? Meaning they know it and they know this and they don't do it again? They don't need to sentence me to anything. It's a one-time thing. I'll never kill again. I freaking waited 26 years to freaking kill one person. I hope that's the only person I ever have to kill. Because if it never happens,
You stand up for me, please.
yeah, sure.
Let's go ahead.
So here we have this guy down in this completely different room than what they even had Gypsy Rose resting in. What they had Gypsy Rose in was something that was like a child's interrogation room, and she's not a child. She was 23 years old, like a month away from being 24 years old. Like, that blows my mind. That's an adult. That's a full-blown adult at 24. Because isn't your brain completely formed at 24? Isn't that when it happens? Hey guys. Hey, What the Bug. Hi, Logic. Hi, Jeanette. Rebrand, Cool Breeze. How's everyone doing tonight? Yeah, the dumb fish. So here she is in this nice, comfy, cozy even room with a goldfish to rest her little head on. And you're going to see somebody completely different. Completely different. But before we go in there, I just wanted to take a little detour and talk a little bit about Nick, because there has been some things that have gone down with Nick recently, and I'm a little confused by it. And so I need to come to you guys for help to kind of help me figure this out, because there is a channel called NPG Cornerstone Nation, and they are, I don't know who they are, but there's somebody in Nick Godejohn's camp, and his last appeal didn't go through. And so they're asking people to do this, and I want to watch it really quick, and then I want to tell you my thoughts on this because I'm confused by it.
Thank you for your time and for watching our most important video thus far. If you really want to make a difference and help Nick's fight for justice, then Mr. Smiley and the NPG Cornerstone Nation have an important request for those true supporters. On Tuesday, June 4th, 2024, the Supreme Court denied his transfer application. Yes, this is a setback that was expected, but it is not the end of the road. Nick has more steps to take on the journey to resentencing. Whether you agree or not, legally speaking, his trial was considered fair by the courts, but it is still an unfair outcome due to his special circumstances. The purpose of his 2022 evidentiary appeal hearing was to set aside his 2018 conviction based on poor representation and enter evidence that was left out of his original trial. With mostly new evidence, new expert testimony, and new witnesses, Judge Jones denied his motion to vacate, set aside, or correct judgment and sentence. Keep in mind that what was unjust at his original trial was the sentence. Even though life without parole is the default sentence for first degree in Missouri, he should have been found guilty of only second degree. Nicholas did not meet the requirements for first degree due to the grounds of his diminished capacity having autism and Asperger's. It is unconstitutional for someone with developmental disabilities to be sentenced to the default. It feels like cruel and unusual punishment. The special question for the judicial system is, to what degree can someone with these ailments deliberate? Dr. Wasserman testified that Nick's way of thinking at the time of the incident was to please his then-girlfriend. It caused too much pressure, and he likely panicked and snapped. He would have just been focused on the task at hand. Nick stated in his...
I think Becca Scoop's last video where she showed how Gypsy Rose took them back and forth from, doing text to, text to Facebook, back and forth, the confusion. I think she really played into a large part of him not getting sleep, not knowing he's coming and going. So yeah, I understand all this.
Interrogation, the guilt and remorse he felt and still feels to this day. He had no reason to cause harm for the fact that it was her mother, and he was manipulated for over a year into carrying out her wishes. From what we are told, the U.S. Supreme Court only takes on approximately 80 cases a year from around the entire country regarding all types of law. Because this isn't a national issue, other states have also been confronted based on the law of what is deliberation. It will most likely be left up to the state of Missouri to come to its conclusions and define deliberation based on its state laws. As you may be aware, Nick has now reached the federal level for his appeals. We are in the process of filing a 2254 habeas corpus petition in Missouri on his behalf. This petition allows individuals in custody to challenge the legality of their detention in an effort to have their conviction or sentence overturned or modified. Which brings us to our request. If you truly want to help Nick, there is a way. We are requesting letters to the governor pleading to use the commutation power of clemency on Nicholas.
Okay.
What is...
Okay, all right. That's where I'm confused. Now, we're not talking clemency as in clemency set Nick free, because I have not heard one person, well, I don't think I've heard one creator. I think I've heard some people in comments, but I don't think I've heard one creator say that they think Nick should be free, like free roaming the streets, free running down, the sidewalk next to you, free. So I don't want to sign anything or send anything to recommend that Nick be free, because I don't even think Gypsy Rose should be free at this point. So what are we doing here? Are we saying to look at the sentence and redo it the way the governor wants to? Like, what are we talking about here?
Clemency power. Clemency is an umbrella term that refers to several mechanisms that allow for the remittance of consequences of a committed crime. Virtually every state constitution authorizes the governor or a board of pardons to grant clemency, although terminology, procedure, and structure may vary greatly from state to state. The power of commutation shortens an individual's sentence. If a commutation shortens an individual's sentence to time served, it results in that individual's release. If you are willing to help, there are specific guidelines to follow when writing such a letter. The first thing to keep in mind when writing a...
So I have questions about this letter. It goes into more detail. It doesn't ever really tell you what the clemency is. I mean, I even Googled the clemency, like what, because I know in my mind what I think it means, but it means disposition to be merciful, and especially to moderate the severity of punishment due, an act of instance of leniency. So to me, it means set them free, and I can't be there. I can't do that. But I will put the link down below if you guys want to do that. Yeah. That can be totally up to you. Well, let me see what you guys are saying. What do you think it means? Nick is also a victim of Gypsy. Yep. Hi, Fly Girl. Um, neither should Gyp shit, but this is a clown world. Yeah, it is a clown world that we're living in right now. But I think people are starting to kind of come around to what it is. Into the Weeds podcast, no one did a protest for Brendan Dacy, so no one is going to do one for a real convicted murderer. The judicial system won't let this go federal because of the financial corruption and all the travesties of injustice on the judicial's end. It can end in a massive lawsuit because the civil, yeah. This is part of the whole thing. Yes, Becca's videos were very eye-opening. It's part of the whole, when we talk about prison reform, it's not just, it's our whole legal system reform. And the people who make the big money, they don't want that. I mean, judges make a lot of money. So, yeah. I mean, I don't know who I'm saying that to. I'm sure I'm like preaching to the choir about that, but it's just, and the lawyers, they make the people who lose are the people that have to go through the system. Ugh. I really am starting to want to lean towards getting into prison reform. I'm starting to feel better, so I am going to, get those panels together. The people that were at Dodge Correctional and the prison sergeant and all that stuff, because I think it would be very good for us all to come together and start talking about it, because we at least have to start talking. Conversations need to start to happen, and good things have happened from YouTube. So no, clemency is not something used often, and I'm sorry if I sound like a naysayer, but I don't think this, if it means letting Nick out, I can't send a letter. I can't. But like I said, I will put the link if you guys want to, if that's something you're interested in. Okay, so let's go in. Yes, and especially look, the little towns, it's like that in the little towns, because I lived in a lot of college towns, and like the judges were just as shady as anyone else. They just weren't, getting caught because they were who they were. Like, I mean, I could tell stories. I could tell stories about judges and lawyers, but I'm not. Because I'm sure everyone could probably tell stories if you lived in a small town and you hung out with them. I'm assuming that you're from a small town. Well, let me think. Maybe it's in big towns too. It's everywhere. What am I thinking? It's everywhere. It's everywhere. But it needs to stop. They need to be held accountable just as much as I'm held accountable. You're held accountable. And people, people are sitting in prison for the devil's lettuce still, and now it's like legal. People have cards to use it. It's, our system is like, it needs to be revamped. And then I talk about this all the time because I am a highly strange days user. And I worry about those people, and I feel horrible for those people that are in there. And then I think like there's no programs set for them, and so they've just been sitting in prison learning ways to be a prisoner, and they should be released, and they probably won't be released because they weren't because of everything that I just said, they would be too afraid to let them out at this. It's just, does anyone else think about these things, or is this just something that I think about? And, I mean, maybe it's the microdosing. The microdosing is making me expand my mind and think about others. But I think it's important to think about others, and not just yourself. You do cicada. I think that's how you say it. Cicada. Yeah. Off topic. Have y'all read? Read about Project 25 and the goal of the president having control over? Yes, I have, and it's terrifying. I think I have to stay like pretty far. Like, I'm sort of talking about politics, but I can get really entrenched in politics and get really sad about everything if I get too deep into politics. So let's just stay over in Gypsy Rose territory tonight. And yeah, the cicadas have been super, or I think that's what I'm hearing outside. They seem louder this year than others, but yes, avoid politics. Avoid the politics. All right, so let's go in and look at this interrogation. What I'm going to do is we're going to watch it, and I'm going to come down into the comments. I'm not going to talk over it. We're going to let it run, but I will speed it up. And so we're going to let it run. Even the quiet moments, we're going to let it run to watch her body language. It's like probably going to be like 2 hours, 2.5 hours, I think, sped up. How long is it? It's like 3 hours at normal speed. So I'll try to speed it up even faster in some points. So, all right. Are you guys ready? Make sure to give this live a thumbs up. Unless, do you guys want to have a conversation while it's going? Do you want to have a conversation over it? Tell me what you guys want me to do. Do you want me to come down into the comments, or do you want me to talk about, point things out? Yeah, it's like almost 3 hours. But if we speed it up, it'll be like probably 2 hours. And we can also split it up into like do it half tonight, half tomorrow night. I would be afraid to act the way Gyps is if I were pregnant in her position. Going back to prison would be bad enough after fame, but giving birth in jail, I think maybe that might be another reason why she got pregnant, was because who was the gosh, I see her in my mind's eye. She was the girl that said that we could get stuff from blood at Walgreens. You could put your blood into a machine. What was her name? She's blonde and had blue eyes, and she always wore the turtleneck. And she got pregnant repeatedly, and I think that was in an attempt to not have to go to prison. In the end, they finally did send her for a little while, but she kept getting pregnant too. And I think that's a way, because they don't want to deal with a woman being pregnant. That's a lot. Like if she were pregnant in prison, that's a lot. They don't want to deal with that. And I don't know. That's just my opinion. Okay, so be sure to give this live a thumbs up. I'm going to let it play, speed it up, and I'll come down into chat and we can talk about it. We can make fun of Gypsy Rose and her stupid fish.
Gypsy Rose, when you came up here, did you bring the property holding with you?
I did. I brought a suitcase and I brought a backpack.
You brought a suitcase and a backpack. Was there any medications or anything in the suitcase or the backpack?
There was some pain pills.
Gypsy Rose, when you came up here, did you bring the property holding with you?
I did. I brought a suitcase and I brought a backpack.
You brought a suitcase and a backpack. Was there any medications or anything in the suitcase or the backpack?
There was some pain pills. I just
Okay.
took my medicine.
Okay. Right. Are you doing good right now? You need any water? Or...
Some water would be nice.
Okay, so why don't you step on out here? We'll get you some water. Do you need to use the restroom at all? That's what you want. Was it? Or just check the hallway first? What? Okay, well, we'll just pass that on to the medical staff so that we're ready for in case something does happen.
Okay, thank you.
You bet.
Hello, Gypsy. Hi, I'm Lieutenant. I brought Nick in, and Nick was just really, he was concerned about you, so I want to check to make sure you're fine. Looks like you're doing good.
Is he all right?
And he is fine as well. He was very concerned about you, and he wanted to make sure you knew that.
Tell him
So-
I'm okay.
Perfect, that's what I'll do. So
And tell him they're treating me nice.
excellent, I will do that. Yeah, you got the nice couch, you got the nice room. Give you the nice room.
Nice fishing room.
This, there it is. It doubles as a pillow, really nice. All right.
Okay, thank you so
You bet.
much. Pins, but I've been trying to keep calm.
Okay, does the air conditioning help with it?
It does.
Okay, all right, well, that's good to know that, okay? Well, thank you very much, I appreciate your service. All right, you just relax. It's not coming on out, okay, that's the only real huge.
Yeah, okay.
Let me get your Rose, Deputy Dorn here, Deputy Dave Fury.
I'm gonna take you up. Hey, how are you? I'm gonna take you up to the hospital, but I gotta ask you to stand up, please. I'm gonna get you looked at. Can you turn around, put your arms out? Medium. Mr. Grasping for straw says we are. Hand in on?
Should I rush off on the road?
No, I just haven't been in the wrong place at the right time.
Okay. She's been fine.
I think I'm gonna just put this on a little bit later, but we're gonna walk.
Here, I tell you what, can you stay right here? I want to talk to you just for a second.
Go sit.
Yeah, just take a second here.
Gypsy, is it? Gypsy Rose? Okay. You want to come with me? We're going to go get you checked out at the doctor real quick.
Get you back on the meds, okay?
Okay, sound good?
Yep.
Hang on, no, sir. Go left.
Hey, was this your stuff or no? Okay. All right, I'll take care of it.
Okay.
Thank you. Here you go, Gypsy. I have a blanket for you.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. There you go.
Yes, sir.
Are you gonna need to use the bathroom at all anytime soon?
Probably, yes, sir.
Okay. I can call someone in for you. Oh, she's getting hungry. I don't know. Is that 5 hours or get some food? Oh, 5 hours? Okay. I think so, yeah. Come on, go. Okay. I'll call in a female deputy for you, okay? 9225. Hey, Blue 25. Can you have 264 1019 WSD when she has a minute? I don't know what's on the menu tonight. Is there anything particular that you'd like me to try and get you?
I'm not picky.
Not picky? All right.
They don't have tomatoes.
No tomatoes? Okay, I can help you out with that one.
Yeah. What time is it for you?
It is almost 8 o'clock.
I fell asleep for a while.
Yeah, you were out. Nothing wrong with a good nap.
Oh. Has there been any news about the man that I came here with?
To be honest, I don't know a thing. I didn't even know you came here with anyone. That's how little I know.
Yeah.
So.
I'm originally from Missouri,
Okay.
and I came here. My mom kicked me out of the house. She was like, "Well, it's time to, grow up." So I got out on my own, and I called my boyfriend, and he came. He lives in Big Bend, and he came down to Springfield to pick me up. Anyway, we take the Greyhound bus, and everything seems fine. Our bus got delayed a little bit, but we got here okay. And then a couple days went by, perfectly normal. All of a sudden, we wake up to a loud knock at the door.
Mm-hmm.
And like, Waukesha County Police, you're under arrest. And well, he's the only one that's under arrest. I'm not really sure why I'm here. And anyway, they took us, and I'm here. And I don't know what's going on with him.
Okay. Sorry, I can try and
It's okay.
over there. Sure, one of the detectives knows a lot more than I do.
Right. And I think I'm just waiting on someone from the county that I used to live in to come and talk to me.
Okay. Well, they should be coming back to talk about food soon. Then you can ask them your questions.
Then I had to go to the hospital and get some medicine because I have a seizure disorder.
Okay.
That's what kind of knocked me out.
Busy day, huh?
It's kind of weird though. People seeing you in handcuffs, they give you this weird look, and I'm like, I didn't do anything. I'm like, okay, I didn't kill anybody. I don't do drugs. I don't smoke. I don't drink. I didn't do nothing. I'm a good girl.
They'll get
They
their
were in
reasons.
handcuffs.
Yeah. Good news. The female deputy just got here, so you can go to the van.
Oh, hey. Stretch my face a little bit.
Hey, we've got some food for you too. We got some food.
Thank you so much.
You're welcome. Let me know if you need anything else.
This looks wonderful.
Or I can get you some water or something too to drink. Did they give you something? Oh, that's some apple juice. There you go.
Move around and stuff. Got some breaks, water, soda, whatever. Hey, Gypsy.
Hi.
How are you?
I'm
I didn't mean to wake you. Are you comfortable?
Hi.
Okay, we got you some lunch. You hungry or
Oh, they got me a sandwich, the hand sandwich of this guy.
was it? Okay, well, if you need any more, we can get you another one.
Has there been any news?
Yes, the people that are coming to talk to you should be here shortly. They're in town, so that's a plus. It's about a 45 minutes to an hour drive from the airport. So
Oh, okay.
as soon as we get them here, we'll direct them to you so we can get this going. Need a soda or anything or
No, sir.
water?
No, sir.
You're
I'm
good?
not stay comfortable.
You're comfortable?
Yeah.
Good. All right, so I'll let you get back to sleep. You got a little bit of time to get here. All right?
Thank you.
No problem.
That's positive.
Hopefully it won't be too long now.
I'll get into work.
Can I get you anything?
No, sir. For what?
Hopefully they'll be here.
Are there any movie theaters nearby?
Movie theaters? Oh, we got a couple. There's one in Waukesha, Berlin. I think Delfield. Those are the only ones I can think of.
I really like to see the Jurassic World. That looks good.
Looks pretty good, doesn't it?
Yeah.
I agree.
And I'm a huge Star Wars fan, so I'm like, if I move to a place, I want to make sure they have a movie theater. Cannot miss Star Wars.
No? That's coming out soon, isn't it?
And December 18th.
December 18th. A couple more months. I feel like they've been talking about that for years now.
They have. And for a while, it was like rumored, and then they were like, oh, we're canceling it, and we're not going to be making them. And I'm like, oh, man. And then they decided to go ahead with it. I'm like, yay.
It's almost here.
Yeah.
A couple more months.
I'm one of those super fans that like read the books,
Really?
movies, read the comics, all that good stuff.
You used to dress up when you go to the movie too?
Oh, yeah.
Everything was Superman?
Oh, yeah.
Yeah?
They used to do midnight premieres where you'd go the night before.
Mm-hmm.
And, well, they don't do that no more. They usually do a 7 o'clock one now on a Thursday.
I remember I went to the midnight showing of Harry Potter.
Oh, I was there for all of them.
And there was a bunch of people dressed up for that one, yeah. Can't say I was one of them.
Oh, well, in this past January, I got a chance to meet some of the cast.
You did?
Because my mom and I went on vacation to Universal Studios.
Okay, so the Harry Potter land or?
Yes, and it was the Harry Potter Expo. So I got to meet the girl that plays Luna. I got to meet the twins, the Weasley twins.
Really?
Dumbledore and Hagrid.
Wow, that must have been pretty cool.
It was. The twins are very nice. I mean, they're all very nice. The twins actually fit their personality on the movie.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Basically the same people?
Mm-hmm.
That's awesome. How was the amusement park in itself? It always
very
looks cool.
fun.
Is it?
Very fun. There are 2 sections of it. One is at Universal Studios. The other one is at Universal Studios Islands of Adventure, but they're right next to each other.
Okay.
And they have the Hogwarts Express that connects the 2. So you can ride the Hogwarts Express to one and take it back.
Okay.
And it's a different experience each time you ride it. And they have a bunch of roller coasters. The castle ride is my favorite.
Mm-hmm.
It's kind of more, it's like a gliding ride, and it swoops you around, and makes you feel like you're really flying.
Okay.
And the other one is, I think it's shut down right now because it's not working properly, but the Gringotts ride.
Oh, like you're in the ground and everything?
And I don't know if you remember in this was part 7, the 7th movie.
When they break into it?
When they break into it, and they have to kind of like go that spirally thing, yeah. Well, they have a simulated ride like that, where it's kind of like a roller coaster and kind of simulated at the same time.
Okay.
And that was really good too.
That's cool. I'm sure all their lights and special effects are pretty exciting.
Yeah, and they also have stage acts. So they have like a singer, Celestina Warback from in the books, and she does kind of like jazzy music.
Okay.
Then they have the frog choir, and they sing, and then they have the Tri-Wizard people that come from Durmstrang and Bow Battens, and they do a demonstration that's really cool.
Oh, really?
So, and there's a lot of merchandise.
I can imagine.
So much.
I can imagine.
I bought me a little plush of Dobby.
Oh, did you? Oh, that's awesome.
And
with the pillowcase on?
Yeah.
Very cool.
And a lot of people, my mom and I bought the exclusive package. And that gives you one special night that they shut down the parks to where you and only the people that bought that package are let in. It's closed off to everyone else.
So it's like the VIP experience.
And they have this special event where they bring food out, and you can go walk around, eat free ice cream, and it's just the whole thing to yourself.
Really? How many people do they give that to? Is it noticeably
I think
less
it's
crowded?
100 packages they sell. And they had a lot of people that didn't get the experience that me and my mom did, because a lot of people were rushing to get the autographs. On the package, it says that you get a guaranteed meet and greet. That's actually not true.
Okay.
You have to go to the park, and at 7 o'clock in the morning, they hand out passes.
Okay.
Only one pass to each person to get an autograph. But it's first come, first served. So there was people lining up at like 3 a.m. to get a pass, and people were climbing over each other and fighting for it and things like this. But my mom and I just talked to guest relations, and they were able to. We made friends with actually one of the people that tell the celebrities like where they have to be, where they have to go and things like that. Right. So I guess one of the big important people we made friends with. So it was we got to have.
That's a good person to make friends with. You guys are smart.
Yeah, we got to spend like 2 hours with them.
Oh, that's really cool.
So, and I got to ask all my questions, and the only thing I can think of was, what's your favorite food?
Really?
Yeah. And Luna's, or her real name, I can't remember her real name offhand. Ivana.
Okay.
Her favorite is breakfast cereal.
Any particular kind of cereal?
She did tell me it's a British cereal.
Okay.
And so the twins, they were actually really hard to tell apart.
Really?
Yeah. And I kept getting confused. I'm like, okay, which was which?
Sure,
and they like their grandmother's clotty custard pudding.
Whatever that is.
I don't know what that is.
Sure, it's good though.
Yeah. But they're all very nice.
Oh, I'm jealous. So that's pretty cool.
And for the expo itself, they brought all the props, and they had this big auditorium that had the props in it, that had the Horcruxes and the Hollows, and you get to do a bunch of cool stuff. You get to take a picture by like the Hogwarts Express, and you by the Great Hall, and Pottermore was there, the website, and they were sorting people. I got sorted into Hufflepuff.
Hufflepuff.
And for years I've been a Gryffindor. I was having a major breakdown on it. I'm like, no, I'm a Gryffindor. Every quiz I'm taking is Gryffindor. I cannot be Hufflepuff.
So how did they do that? Did they give you like a little quiz to take or something?
When they were doing it, you could do it online, or you can do, or where I was at, they can just sort you right on the spot.
Okay. Also, you actually got to sit up there and listen to
that. But I also did an online quiz.
Okay.
And the funniest thing is you would think that Gryffindor is righteous and they do the right thing, and they're brave, but they're also good. But a lot of people tell me they're more like Slytherin than you would think. It's just there are more bad wizards that come from Slytherin than Gryffindor.
I think I've heard that.
Yeah, and the quiz that I did, I thought was honest, and I'm like, a lot of my answers were true to my personality, and so I got sorted into Hufflepuff. But I guess Hufflepuff would have to be the most good, I guess you would say.
That wouldn't be a bad one to throw in. At least it's not Slytherin.
True. Someone got Slytherin. He's like, yes.
Did you hear she's writing another book?
No.
Yeah, I can't think of what it's called. It's like it's based off the Harry Potter series. I forgot which character it's based off of.
Wow.
Yeah.
That's awesome. I hope they make another movie. Well, they're going to be making another movie, but.
Are they?
But this one is like 60 years before Harry Potter. It's Fantastic Beasts and Where to Find Them.
Oh, okay. Yes, I remember that now. I wonder if that's the book I'm thinking of too. Maybe I just got it mixed up and they're just making a movie.
I don't know.
Could be. Or hopefully
It's exciting.
Yeah, I read those books ever since I was little. Long time ago.
But they're pretty good.
Very cool. Joe said you got to go down to that. Were people carrying around wands and...
Oh, it was Harry Potter mania. It was like everybody was in robes, everybody had wands. It was pretty awesome.
Very cool.
Wow. And then at Disney World, I got to go to Magic Kingdom, and I went and danced the waltz with Prince Charming and Cinderella.
Really?
That was really fun. My mom and I got the Disney dining plan, which is unlimited food.
Okay.
A human being cannot eat this much food.
Too much food?
And we went eat at Chef Mickey's. I had way too much sugar. Whenever you go anywhere in Disney, they try to pump you with sugar.
Mm-hmm.
By the end of the night, it was closing time. I was so filled with sugar that I was dancing up and down Main Street at Magic Kingdom. And then it's funny because the park was all closed. The castle was there. And I go through the castle and I touch the railing and I'm like, there's nobody else here.
So they got you all hopped up on sugar at 11 o'clock?
Oh, yeah.
That's nice of them.
That was the biggest sugar crash ever.
I bet. I went to Disney World probably like 15 years ago now. The only thing I remember, probably even longer than that, was the big subway thing that was up on.
Oh, the monorail.
Yeah, the monorail to ride around. I thought that was so cool. And then I think it was Epcot. They had a bunch of different flavors of soda or something like that.
Yes,
Yeah.
I went do that.
Yeah, well,
You tried Beverly?
there was your
That's a really bad one.
Beverly?
Mm-hmm. That's the icky tasting one.
Was it?
Yeah,
There's a lot of weird.
they say it's from Germany, but they imported in especially for that,
Okay.
just for the icky taste.
Oh, that makes sense. I'm sure that didn't help your sugar rush at all.
No, it's gonna be. I'm like, when you said that, like, dare me to drink it. So I'm like, I take a full cup and I chug it all down at once. Swallow it, no bad taste. I'm like, I want more. And then Mom's like, no, you have to sip. I'm like,
So that's where the difference came in.
mm.
I'm trying to think. I don't remember any really bad one. It was so long ago though. What did it taste like? Just bad?
Like rotten
Unexplainably terrible?
eggs and a very, very bitter taste. And
Those Germans are crazy. You never know.
now you know they're building a new section in Animal Kingdom, Avatar Land.
Really?
Mhm.
Based off the movie?
Yeah.
Really?
And they're gonna have the big tall blue people and everything.
I didn't hear that. I guess I'm not surprised. Avatar was pretty big.
Yeah, it was. It was good, and they're actually coming out with 2 more movies.
2 more?
Yeah.
Really?
It's not until like 2 years from now.
Okay. Oh, yeah. All those special effects, they probably take a long time to make.
Yeah.
Interesting.
But my mom and I go down there probably once every 2-3 years.
Okay.
We save up our money, and we usually like to stay 3 weeks in Florida.
Wow.
Just so we don't rush, because there's so much to see. You can't do it all in one day.
Right.
So we usually do half park one day, take a day off, half park the next,
Okay.
and go like that.
You know, play yourself out.
Right.
Then otherwise, after 3 days, you're like, oh, I just want to go home.
At the end of the trip, I was pretty tired. And then my poor mom was there at both places, Universal and Disney World, 12 of them. And she had to be taken by ambulance to Celebration Hospital.
Really?
Mm-hmm.
Wow. That's not a very enjoyable vacation.
Well, I mean, besides...
Just a little hiccup on the road, huh? 3 weeks before. Wish I could swing that. That'll never happen.
I'm trying to think how much it costed. It's pretty expensive.
You can imagine. This is not a cheap place.
Mm-hmm. But it helps if you stay at a value resort instead of a moderate resort.
Okay.
Because all you're doing is like sleeping and taking a shower there.
Right.
The rest of the time you're at the park or doing
Yeah,
something
you're doing
else.
other stuff.
Mm-hmm.
Especially in Florida, the last place you want to be is inside your hotel room.
Right. And even the hotels, even the value ones are wonderful. They have pools and they have trivia night, and movie night. So much to do.
How far away is Universal from Disney? Are they pretty close to each other?
They're about 45 minutes apart.
Okay, so that's not too bad.
Mm-hmm.
I've always wanted to go to Universal. So we're gonna...
It's fun. They have a lot of stuff besides the Harry Potter thing. They have a lot of roller coasters. I'm not quite a thrill ride person though.
Okay.
But they have things like Despicable Me rides, Shrek, Transformers.
A lot of cool stuff.
Yeah.
But have you seen any of the Despicable Me stuff? I love those movies.
Little Minions. You're
They're
so
so funny.
cute.
Got little guys running around in yellow suits everywhere.
And they have a parade. And for the parade, they have you ever seen the movie Hop? It has the bunnies.
I was going to say,
Easter bunny.
Justin is a bunny,
Mm-hmm.
but I don't think I've ever seen it.
Okay, well, they have these 3 bunnies, and they're kind of like the Secret Service bunnies that protect the Easter Bunny.
Okay.
And
It's Secret Service?
right. And there's some girl bunnies, and they wear like little pink berets.
Mm-hmm.
And one has asthma, so she carries an inhaler. And I have.
That's cool. Theme parks are fun. It's been on. I haven't been on vacation. I don't want to think about it. Mostly taking vacation talk. Making me jealous.
Well, the best time to go to Florida is in January.
January?
Don't ever go to Disney World in December. They say Christmas is beautiful. It is, but it is the most crowded possible.
I think Disney World gets really crowded.
Mom and I had went for Christmas Day one time, and you couldn't even see the floor.
Really? You don't think on Christmas Day it would be crowded?
Well, I thought since they showed the parade on the TV, Disney World Christmas Parade, that it was on Christmas Day that they had the parade. They filmed it like 2 months early.
Did they really? Oh, spoiler alert.
Yeah.
I didn't know that.
And so I'm like, oh, wait, no parade.
Interesting. That's gotta be strange. Like October doing Christmas parade.
Yeah. That's one of their little secrets.
I'm sure they have a lot of those.
And if you ever do get to go to Hollywood and Vine, to Disney's Hollywood Studios, and have dinner or lunch with an Imagineer. That's really amazing. Imagineer is who basically makes the parks, thinks of the ideas for all of the architecture, layout, the brains. And you get to ask some questions and find out inside scoops about different things. And I'm a huge animal lover, as you can see. Not my shirt. But at Disney's Animal Kingdom, I wanted to make sure that the animals were being treated right. So I asked him, I'm like, are the animals happy here? Or, are they happy like they would be in the wild, basically. And they're treated very, very good here. And they do have a program that the money that they make from certain things at Disney World, they give to, like, say, Africa to build natural barriers from elephants to humans or something that can protect the animals, even in Africa. So.
Very cool. That's good.
And let's see what else. I have some friends that are going to work for Disney.
Really?
A girl from Springfield, she was like, I really want to work at Disney. So she's like, I'm moving to Florida, and she got an interview, and she's now working at Disney.
Really? Oh. That'd be a pretty fun job.
I want to.
What is she doing there?
Right now, I think she's working at a restaurant.
Okay.
You have to start small, work your way to the top.
Exactly. Oh, that's good for her. That'd be fun. Be crazy, I bet. So many people all the time.
I know. Me, I'd go work there because I love children, and I'm like, that'd be so much fun. Mm-hmm. I do something similar to it. Have you ever heard of the 501st Legion? The 501st Legion of Star Wars. They're a costuming group that they're the people that dress up like the stormtroopers, like officially, and they go to hospitals and do things for charity.
Okay.
Well, I have armor that's a Mandalorian armor, like Boba Fett, but pink.
Okay. Very cool.
So, yeah.
So you go to hospitals and stuff, and that's cool. Very cool.
It's a lot of fun, and it just makes you feel so happy inside.
I bet. So is it the full-on outfit then?
Oh yeah, full armor. The only thing is,
is it hard to walk in?
Yeah, no, not really. The armor is pretty lightweight. They made it lightweight for me, but the helmet's kind of heavy.
Sore neck after a day's work.
Yeah, and you have to wear a certain kind of shirt underneath. It has to be like all black because at the tips of my boots, like right here, has some pink armor. Then I have right here that's armor. My gauntlets light up and they're pink. My chest plate, and I have a pink backpack, jetpack.
Okay. Wow.
And makeup.
So how far do you travel to go to these hospitals? Or just like, is it one main hospital that you go to?
Well, it depends on where our group, how many of our group is wanting to do it and who can do it. Right. Usually the hospital or the organization puts in a request. We consider it and see if it's, if it's something we should do.
Right.
And then after that, we check, see how many members are available, and then we do it.
Very cool.
But we don't do birthday parties because,
we're not the same.
Right. And we would be swamped.
Right. So do you guys just kind of walk around and talk to people and take pictures, or do you put on a skit?
Well, we usually, what we do is we put on the armor, and it depends what character. We're usually not allowed to talk or take off our helmets.
Okay.
So we're supposed to be in full costume as long as we're visible. Mm-hmm. We have handlers. That's just someone to say, okay, you need to take your break now. Okay. And you go in the back and you take a break, get something to drink, and you go back out there and you just take pictures and you pose with your tongue and things like this.
That's cool. How often does it really depend?
It really depends, really.
That's what I figured. How long have you lived in Missouri for?
Let's see. Well, I'm a Hurricane Katrina survivor, and so is my mom. We moved there in 2006, but we lived in Aurora, Missouri for some time, and we just moved into that house, the Habitat for Humanity house, in 2008. So we lived in Springfield since 2008.
When you guys go to Florida, did you drive?
No, we flew.
Okay. Yeah, I feel like Missouri to Florida would be kind of a long drive. Like almost.
Not to mention we had to go up to go down.
Yeah.
Because we had to go to Chicago and then to Florida.
Oh, for the flight?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, no. That'd be a long flight, though.
It was.
Especially all the way to Chicago. You probably sit in Chicago for an hour.
Mm-hmm. But the airport in Chicago is really pretty because they have, in this one section of it, there's this big, gold globe of the world, and then surrounding it they have all the different flags of all the countries.
Okay.
And that's at the Chicago here.
Yeah.
So it's really pretty.
Yeah, I like that airport. To ride the trains around.
Mm-hmm.
It's always fun.
can't remember. Where was that airport that I'm thinking about where they had the creepy skeleton thing? Yeah, this creepy skeleton is a piece of art. It's one of the things.
Doesn't sound like a very good piece of art.
But have you ever heard the story? I think it's a Greek story. And I don't remember the name of it offhand, but it's about a father that made wings for his son, and his son flew too close to the sun.
And they melted.
Right.
The wings were made of wax. Yes,
Uh-huh.
I know what you're talking about.
Okay.
It's on the tip of my tongue, but I can't think of what it's actually called.
Me neither, but I
Should've
remember the
paid more
story.
attention in college, I guess.
And anyway, they had this piece of art of the skeleton and the wings.
Okay.
And I just can't remember what airport that was at. I think that might be the New Orleans airport.
It's an odd statue to put in an airport.
And it always scared me. I'm like, and I'm like, what is that? It looks like a gargoyle. And Mom's like, it's from a story. It's a piece of art.
Yeah, it's a very strange thing to put in an airport. I remember when Body World was in Milwaukee.
Oh,
Do you remember that?
is that the thing with the bodies?
Yeah.
Oh.
Yeah, with like the muscles and everything.
Uh-huh.
Well,
That's in Kansas City.
to advertise it being in Milwaukee, I remember they put a couple skeletons in the airport.
Mm,
I always thought that was a little strange.
that freaked me out so much. It came to Kansas City in Missouri, and I didn't even want to go because at first I'm like, oh, that's pretty interesting because my mom, she was going to college to be a nurse. So I'm like, oh, that's interesting. Maybe we can teach me a few things. And but once I found out they came from real bodies,
Actual people.
I'm like, oh no.
You're the opposite.
Not doing that. That is just sick.
Yeah, it was a interesting art museum exhibit.
Ooh,
I thought it was pretty cool.
you're brave. In Kansas City, they have Union Station, and a lot of things travel there. And the most interesting thing that I went to see was Princess Diana's dress, her wedding dress. So they had the exhibit that came over from London, and it had different things of her childhood, and they had the iconic wedding dress. So we got to see that.
That's pretty cool.
And as well as the Dead Sea Scrolls.
Wow.
That was another exhibit. Titanic was another exhibit. So, a lot of cool stuff.
Yeah, apparently. You've seen it all. Do you need anything? Are you thirsty or anything? Still got your apple juice? Okay. Remember, if you need anything, just let me know.
Thank you.
Are you a big fan of the barbecue then?
Barbecue?
Living near Kansas City? That's a big...
Believe it or not, I haven't tried their barbecue.
No?
No.
What else is down there that I can think of?
Traveling through, a few days ago, whenever I was traveling on the bus, I saw the St. Louis Arch. It's always something I've had wanted to do when traveling by bus. You get to see it. Like, oh wow.
I remember when I was flying once, our plane had a malfunction and actually started on fire.
Oh man.
So then we did an emergency landing in St. Louis, and that's the only time I've ever seen the Arch. I've always wanted to go on top of it because you go in.
Well,
Pretty cool.
ever since I saw that program on TV, it was by TLC or history or something like that.
Right.
Life After People, and it shows what happens if all the people in the world disappeared, and the St. Louis Arch at the very top, at the very center, there's a weak spot. So if that falls, the two pieces connecting will fall.
Okay.
Because there will be no people to maintain it,
Right.
and corrosion will happen, and different things like that. I found it so interesting, so I'm like, I want to go see it.
See it before it can fall. Interesting. Yeah, because I think you can go up it, and there's like windows and stuff that you can look out over the middle. Almost positive. I just went to Chicago. There's what's called the Sky Deck. Have you ever heard of that? I can't think of what building it is, but it's like 110 floors up or something like that. And they built like an extension of the building, and it's all glass. So you step out and you look. I mean, there's obviously a floor because you're standing on it, but it's see-through, so you can see the. It was really cool. Very cool.
Wow. That sounds neat. I'm not afraid of heights. I'm afraid of the opposite. It's called megalophobia, and it's big things. So say if I was right here, this is the St. Louis Arch, and here looking up, that would scare me to death.
Really? So you would probably do very well in a big city then, huh?
No. I've been to Kansas City so much that because my hospital was there, because I had a bunch of different specialists, and I go for dermatology and different things like this, and dental there. So we would stay weeks at a time in Kansas City, and we would have the bad stuff, which would be the doctor's appointments,
Right.
and then the good stuff, which would be the fun stuff, like going to the plaza, and it's just basically a bunch of expensive shops, but it's quite pretty. See the plaza lights at night, and Union Station, Crown Center. So there's a bunch of interesting things to do there.
Yeah. Sounds like it. I like cities. Going to different ones and seeing how they're different. The Kansas City.
It's called the, they have a lot of fountains.
Do they?
Yeah, and I always call it, it's kind of a bad joke, but I call it Paris for hillbillies.
Paris for hillbillies.
Yeah.
I like it. I wonder why they have so many fountains.
I don't know. Oh, but if you ever get to go there,
Yes.
make sure you go to Nelson Atkins Museum.
Nelson Atkins Museum.
It's an art museum.
Okay.
I don't know if you like art or not, but they have the statue of the thinker that's there.
Like the guy who's like,
Like me, yeah, I took a picture of it. I did the whole thing, and they have a real mummy, and just a bunch of art and beautiful things, statues. It's huge.
Really? And that's in Kansas City.
Mm-hmm. It's across from the plaza, and it's for them. It's free.
Oh, it is?
Yeah.
Really?
Mhm.
That's even better then.
I think the only thing you have to pay for is in case you want to see the traveling exhibit, which would be where you first come in, and it's the first area. But other than that, the museum is free.
It's okay. Is it half in Missouri and half in
In Kansas,
It is, right?
yeah, they
The
have
river across?
KCK and KCMO.
Is it a pretty big river now?
It is pretty big. And, but the only thing is, St. Louis, I call it the daddy city, Kansas City is the mama city, and Springfield is the baby city.
Okay.
And to get to the mall, you have to go out of Missouri into Kansas, then back into Missouri, because that's how the road goes.
That's crazy. Just to go to the mall, you gotta leave the state. So how far is Springfield from the border then? That's more towards the center of the state, isn't it? Or is it right on the border too?
It is not exactly dead center, but let me just shake it. It's like right here.
Okay,
And Kansas City would be here. St. Louis would be here.
gotcha.
And Branson would be down here.
Okay. Yeah, I was thinking of. That's close to where I was thinking it was. So how long does it take you to get to Kansas City then?
From Springfield, about 5 hours.
Okay, that's a decent amount.
Mhm.
Definitely not a day trip, unless you want a really long day.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm gonna hit my boyfriend upside the head if he did something. He got arrested back last year for watching porn at a McDonald's. I told him never do that.
It's an odd thing.
Mm-hmm. He sure got an earful from me.
Were you born in Louisiana?
Mhm.
So originally from Louisiana.
Mm-hmm. I wish I could say I'm as good as a cook as my mom, but I'm just now starting to learn to cook macaroni and cheese.
There's nothing wrong with mac and cheese.
But my mom knows how to make pretty much anything cake.
Oh, really?
Gumbo especially, that's my favorite.
All right, I always wanted to try gumbo.
Oh,
See, I always hear
it's
people
so
talk about
good.
I'm a big crawfish fan.
Oh,
So,
shrimp. I never had crawfish, only shrimp.
okay.
As far as seafood goes, I've had fried fish and shrimp.
Yeah, seafood's probably my favorite. It's really good. Shrimp is probably my favorite food of all time.
Sauteed shrimp.
Any kind of shrimp. Except for the coconut stuff. It takes away the flavor from the shrimp.
Never had that.
No? Coconut breaded or whatever it is.
Mm-hmm.
Something like that. I just like plain old shrimp.
Mm-hmm.
Good stuff.
I like them either fried or sauteed. Fried is spaghetti.
And spaghetti.
And spaghetti.
Can't say I've ever had spaghetti. I think shrimp's good with anything.
Yeah. But one of the things is, it's kind of like a jambalaya.
Mm-hmm.
So it's spaghetti is similar to a jambalaya. You just have to add slightly different ingredients.
For jambalaya.
For jambalaya, you add shrimp and your smoked sausage and your other seasonings, but you put it over rice instead of spaghetti.
Okay. I probably like that better. Yeah, I'm not a big spaghetti fan. Jambalaya's not very good though.
Mm-hmm.
That's pretty.
Yes, a lot of people ask me, "You're from Louisiana? Do you like alligator meat?" I'm like, no, never had it.
I think I've had alligator tail once. At least that's what they told me it was. It tasted like chicken, so it's probably chicken. It was either at State Fair or Summerfest. I don't know if you know what that is. It's like a big music festival in Milwaukee. All different kinds of different foods.
Oh, that sounds fun.
Alligator tail. Frog legs. Ever had frog legs?
No.
Well,
I'm kind of picky whenever it comes to eating. Like anything that doesn't sound good. I'm like,
it's true. Says with frog legs. That sounds delicious. That just doesn't happen. It's a valid point. Yeah, I wonder who thought of that. You know what? Let's open up a restaurant and serve frog legs. I feel like that wouldn't be very good on the restaurant plan, but
no.
worked out for someone.
And what I've learned is Cajuns and hillbillies don't have that much more of a difference.
No?
No.
Pretty similar?
Very similar.
How so? How'd you get to this conclusion?
Well, they both have this way about them that they don't like to spend a lot of money, so they don't live in a life of luxury.
Okay.
In Louisiana, it's you get married, or you're born, you grow up, you get married, you have kids, and it starts all over again.
Uh-huh.
And that's pretty much how hillbillies are too.
Yeah.
And my mom was supposed to marry someone else to benefit the company of a shrimping boat, because my mom worked on a shrimping boat with her dad, and it's just a tradition that a lot of Cajuns pass on to their kids. And instead, she met my dad, and anyway, she said that the guy she was supposed to marry's son and her daughter, me, was supposed to get married and make a union to benefit a company to stronger the shrimping business, make it more profitable.
Uh-huh.
But I moved away, so I'm like, no arranged marriage.
When I think of a shrimping company, all I can think of is Forrest Gump.
Yeah. Well, I've only been trawling once.
Okay, how was it?
Not
Not fun?
not for me. I don't like the smell.
How was it smelly?
It was smelly and sweaty.
Can't imagine. Probably hard work too.
My mom did more work. I was only about 5 at the time.
Okay,
So
so you got to hang out a lot.
yeah, I just got to hang out and watch my grandfather do it.
Okay, very cool.
I'm not from New Orleans. I'm from a very, very small town in the southest part of South. It's Golden Meadow, Louisiana.
Golden Meadow.
Mm-hmm.
All right.
It's by Grand Isle.
Grand Isle. I'm trying to picture. I can't picture Grand Isle. You got any other big cities near it that I can try and picture?
The closest thing would be New Orleans. So it's like New Orleans is here, and there's a bunch of kind of like where Louisiana makes the boot shape, the tip of the boot.
Okay.
So the very bottom of the boot.
Okay. Gotcha. You're way out there. It would have been cool growing up by the ocean, though.
It's mostly swamps.
Okay. It's all nice.
You can't go swimming too much. Muddy water. You think it's the ocean, you think it's all clean and everything, but it's all swamps.
Quite the opposite, though.
I've only been to the ocean once.
Really?
And that was last year. My mom and I went to Cape Cod.
Vacation to you guys too.
Oh.
Florida for a month. God.
And we went whale watching.
How's that?
Oh, we've got 9 humpback whales.
9 of them all together?
All together.
That'd be pretty cool. They come up real close to the boat too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Very close. One even lifted its flipper and it was like,
Really? Cape Cod. Did you go to South Africa too, or just pretty much Cape Cod in South Africa?
no, Cape Cod is in the U.S. It's in Massachusetts.
I think of that. Oh, well, now I know what you're talking about.
I've never been out of the country.
Okay.
Sadly.
I'm trying to think of a little. I don't know. Brain fart. It's been a long time. I don't know. You have any lobster when you're out there?
No,
Aren't they famous for their lobster?
I think so. The interesting thing is their cheese. They don't have yellow cheese. They
No.
have just white cheese.
No white cheese?
All white cheese. And like it's cheddar. It's white.
It's white cheddar. Interesting.
And we stayed at the Cape Cod Resort. And it's weird because they don't have Walmarts in Cape Cod. They don't have McDonald's.
No little stores?
They have a Big K and a
Big
mall.
K. I don't even know they have those anymore.
That's pretty much what they have. And they have a couple of other little shops, but that's about it. And at the resort that we were staying at, it's a very expensive, fancy resort. And the only thing is they have no washer and dryer.
Really?
And it was for a medical conference that we went. And it was for people with feeding tubes.
Okay.
And it was a lot of fun. We got to learn a lot. Went to a lot of seminars. I went to Wellfleet, which is a conservation station. That's up by kind of like a hook. It's kind of like right here at the tip of the hook.
Okay.
And that was a lot of fun. I made a lot of friends.
Was it warm when you went, or was it cold?
They had chilly days and they had warm days.
Okay, so it was in the middle. Not too bad. So I imagine it'd be pretty cold there, nowhere.
Yeah.
It's kind of far up there.
And then we got to visit with our friends that live in Boston, Mr. J and Miss Sarah. Mr. J works for the New England Patriots. He's, I think he manages Gillette Stadium.
Okay.
So he runs, like, helps with security
So
and
he's
all that.
one of the big guys.
Oh, yeah.
Very cool.
He used to work for the Kansas City Chiefs
Okay.
until he started working for the Patriots.
Very cool. Did you get to tour the stadium or anything like that?
Not that time, because they came to Cape Cod. We didn't go to Boston.
Oh, okay. Didn't make that stop.
No.
Interesting.
But next time.
Next time, there you go.
Okay.
Boston would be a cool city to go to. So would Cape Cod, though. That'd be awesome. I was thinking of Cape Town. That's in South Africa.
Oh,
So
okay.
got the Capes the same. So wasn't that far off.
And then I got a football signed by the Patriots and the Chiefs.
Really? That's pretty cool.
That's whenever I'm a big fan of Tim Tebow, and he was working for the Patriots, so it was kind of like, please give me him. Unfortunately, he got traded
Okay.
before I got a chance to.
I think he's back playing football somewhere. He got hired by someone again. So,
But I'd say I am a Green Bay fan.
good.
So,
Very good. You have to be now.
yeah.
You're in Wisconsin.
Big Green Bay fan.
So you won't be when it starts getting cold. Be a Chiefs fan again.
Or a Saints fan. We don't.
There you go. That's even older. I did always like Drew Brees. So did you leave Louisiana before Hurricane Katrina? Or
After our home was destroyed in the storm surge, we were living in Slidell, Louisiana at the time, which is basically north of New Orleans.
Okay.
And the storm surge was 23 feet, and we were living in the Slidell projects, low-income housing, and all the apartments were destroyed. So we evacuated ahead of time.
Okay.
And
That's good.
we went to a shelter, not the Superdome, but a shelter in Covington. And there we had met some friends, and one of them was from a DMAP worker from Springfield, Missouri. And she's like, well, my hospital is going to be sending down a helicopter and take you to Missouri since you have no other place to go. And we can relocate you because the hospital's they have a hospitality house and they'll take you in for right now. And so that's where our journey began.
So that's how you had a weapons pick up.
Yep.
Sounds like you got pretty lucky.
Yes. And even our cats survived because our cats were left in the house. And they had got on top of the roof, and then when the water went down, they got back inside the house. Mm-hmm. And they're still living.
Are they?
Mm-hmm. They're old. They're still living.
Very cool. Never had a cat.
They're sweet.
So it's old.
And I just recently got a new one. I found her when she was 3 days old. Her name is Sweetie Pie.
3 days?
Yep. And
What was it like?
itty bitty bitty. What had happened was her mom was a stray, and some of the neighbors were quite mean to it and threw hot grease on the mom. And so what we did was we nursed her back to health, we cleaned her wound up, but she got pregnant. And we took care of her, fed her throughout her pregnancy, and even though when she was born, Sweetie Pie. And the only thing is, Carrie, my friend, had put all of the litter in a box, and she had wanted to take them in, and she offered me one, so I got to pick out one. So I picked out this little cute black and white one, and what I didn't realize at first was that she had 2 perfectly shaped black hearts on her back. She's all white, but has 2 perfectly shaped black hearts on her back.
Okay.
And I made her a Facebook fan page. So,
Sweetie Pie.
Princess Sweetie Pie.
2 black hearts.
Now she's 16 pounds.
That's
1 year old, 16 pounds.
It's a pretty big cat. Wow. It's a lot of food.
All she does is eat, sleep, and use the bathroom.
Isn't that the life? Eat anything?
No, sir. And with my blanket.
I'm sure it's not the most comfortable blanket, but
It's better than nothing. When you've been hungry all day and you've had a scary day, like a blanket and a hand Sammy is quite comforting.
well, if there's anything else, just let me know.
I'm trying to think of my Aunt Rachel's number. She lives in Kansas City. Only problem is I can't remember her number. God, it seems I only know like 3 numbers offhand.
Yes, I don't know as many as I should. That's for sure. Most of the numbers I know offhand are work numbers.
Mm-hmm.
Other than that, my mom.
Mm-hmm.
It's pretty much it.
The only numbers that I know offhand, my mom usually keeps all the numbers in her cell phone or on a piece of paper at home. And the only ones that I know are my mom's number, Nick's number that just got arrested, and my friend Dan's number, but we're not on good speaking terms. So
Yeah, it's all with my cell phone.
Mm-hmm.
All I have to do is tell my phone who to call now.
oh, that's a smart one.
Yeah. Don't even have to look for their name anymore.
Wow. Technology is getting so
It's crazy.
it must be late.
Come on, yes, yours. Sorry.
We should put one of those comfy chairs in.
Sorry. I'd like to go for
Yeah, we'll see.
Need to use the bathroom at all or anything?
Not yet.
Oh, yeah, okay. Just give me a little heads up so I can try and dinner come back.
No problem. Just something I learned last week. I was at the ER and I was getting my thing to change, and it took 6 hours in the waiting area. But
That is a long time to be waiting at the doctor.
um,
An excruciatingly long time.
I want to call my eyes out long
6 hours.
in the waiting room. And then whenever I went to the hospital, I'm like, I was surprised how fast the nurse came to the room.
Oh, really? Usually it takes a while here, but not 6 hours. But I guess we're used to 6 hours. 2 hours isn't bad.
Well, if you're escorted by a police officer, I guess it gets in quicker.
There's a lot of times on there and it takes 6 hours. That's there's not enough magazines in the world for that.
It was a busy day. I think it was a Monday. It was a Sunday or a Monday, and it was extremely busy. A lot of people in pain came in. They had a woman with kidney stones come in. They had a woman that was, writhing in pain, and you know what was wrong? She was screaming. They had another girl that broke her arm, and they had another boy that broke something. It's just a lot of people.
There's a lot of emergencies happened that day. Made it a very long day for you.
The good thing is I don't get bored very often. I can keep myself occupied.
Well, that's good. That helps when you're in the waiting room for 6 hours.
Mm-hmm.
That's not a hospital you have to drive 5 hours to get to.
No.
Okay.
No. This is cross county Springfield, so.
That's bad.
Hi.
Hi, you doing good?
Yes, sir.
All right. Very good.
It should be just another hour because usually they have to get here and then talk. They're extremely.
It's already been like 2 hours.
45 minutes. So take a nap.
Sure. Okay. How you doing?
Thanks, good.
I'm Mike, and again, Stan's gonna come in and talk to you. All right?
Okay.
How you doing? Do you need anything?
No, sir.
No, you're all good. Okay. There's some paperwork of yours here. I'm just gonna leave it outside the door, so remember that it's here. How was the sandwich?
Oh, it's very delicious.
I think you're the first person I've ever heard say that.
I eat them both.
There you go. That's all right.
I think someone's supposed to come and talk to me.
Yeah. Detective from Missouri is gonna come talk to you. Okay. So I'm from Waukesha.
Oh. Well, hopefully I'll be able to just talk to the detective and go in the house where I was at because that's where my stuff is.
Okay. Hey, Gypsy, this is Stan. Hi, Gypsy. What you guys talk? I'm Detective Gatecock from the Sheriff's Office. How are you today? Good. Doing all right? Good. Good. All right. Well, Gypsy, I'm here and I'm going to get a little bit of information from you. So, since this is the first time I've ever met you, okay? So, what is the correct spelling of your first name?
It's Gypsyrose. And my middle initial is A.
Okay.
And my last name is Blanchard.
Blanchard.
Blanchard is Blanchard.
Blanchard. Okay. Okay. All right. And your date of birth, Gypsy?
Is 7/27/1995. On here they have 91 because maybe it's a long story, but
okay, sure.
Me and my mother are Hurricane Katrina survivors.
Okay.
And my birth certificate was washed away in Katrina.
Okay.
And unfortunately, they messed up all the time when they messed up the paperwork, and it said 1991, but it's actually 95.
Okay. And that puts you at how old then?
I would be really 19, but on here it's my Medicaid. My medical insurance has 23.
Okay. All right. So how old actually are you? Let's get
19.
19. Okay.
Social Security.
Yeah, absolutely. Gypsy, do you know your Social Security number?
Unfortunately, I don't. I brought my card with me,
Okay.
but it's at my boyfriend's house.
Okay. We'll get with that later then. All right. Now, how long have you actually lived there in Missouri?
In Missouri since 2006.
2006.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. All right. Do you work anywhere?
No, sir.
Okay. All right. Never had work since you've been in Springfield. Did you work down in Louisiana or anything?
No, sir.
Okay. Do you have family down in Louisiana?
I have some, but unfortunately, we're not on good speaking terms.
Okay. All right. And now, do you have any family here in Missouri? I'm sorry, or in different states?
Okay. I have my mom that lives in Missouri.
Okay. And is that it, or do you have anybody else?
Does friends count or not really?
No, like biological, like brother or sister, siblings, nothing like that. Okay, so are you an only child then? Okay, all right. What's some things that you like to do? I mean, what kind of hobbies do you like?
I love art.
Love art?
I love to go to the movies. I love animals.
Okay.
Just different things like that.
Good. Well, Gypsy, we are here investigating something, so I do need to talk with you about some things, okay?
I'm thankful because I have no idea why I'm here.
Okay.
Like, nobody will tell me anything.
Yeah, that's fine. That's kind of why we're here, to kind of help you out with that. Okay, so I am going to just share real quick, okay? And as I'm reading this, if you don't understand something, I want you to stop me and say that you don't understand, okay? It's not being rude, it's not being polite or anything, okay? And just let me know. How much schooling do you have?
Unfortunately, I was homeschooled, but my education is kind of scattered, so I have the basic of a third grader.
Okay. Do you know how to read and write okay and everything? Okay, good.
Not so much spell very good, but I can read.
Okay. How would you say your comprehension level is?
Good.
Good. Okay. Okay. You do have the right to remain silent. Anything you say will be used against you in court of law. You have the right to talk to your lawyer, have your lawyer present with you or you're being questioned. If you cannot afford to hire a lawyer, one will be going to represent you before any question if you wish. You can decide at any time to exercise these rights and not answer any questions or make any statements. Did you understand everything that I read you? Okay. Do you have a cell phone number?
No.
No, not at all. Did you have a home phone?
My mom's home
Okay,
phone.
what's that number?
417-833-8501.
Okay. 8501. Okay. Do you ever do anything on the computer? Do you ever play games or anything on the computer? Do you ever mess with the computer or anything like that?
I don't really have a computer.
Okay.
No.
Did you ever have a cell phone that you played around on or anything like that? No? Okay. No laptop or cable fire or
My mom
anything?
didn't let me use one because she was like, it's unsafe. So
Oh, really?
No.
Why did she feel like that was unsafe?
My mom tended to be overprotective.
Okay.
But,
Does she?
yeah.
All right. It's understandable. I want to tell you that what I've got to talk to you about, if you're involved in this, you need to tell me that now. Okay?
I'm completely 100% honest.
And let me talk for just a second, okay? But if you're involved in this, then you need to be honest with me. You need to tell me now and not wait till later. Do you understand that?
Yes, sir.
Okay. I want you to understand that there's just some things going on that you need to be made aware of, and I think that you're aware of. Okay. All right. My concern at this point. Let me back up with something. You're here. Do you know where you're at right now?
Yes.
Okay. Where are you at right now?
I'm at the Waukesha Police Department.
Okay. All right. And how did you lived in Missouri at one point, right?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How did you get from Missouri to here?
Not about a week ago. It was it all started when I met my boyfriend Nick.
Okay.
And we met on an online dating website. My mom had a laptop, and so I used hers.
Okay.
But
Let me back up for just a second, okay? Earlier when I said let's be honest with each other, okay? I'll be honest with you as long as you're honest with me, okay? And I want you to understand that your honesty goes a long ways, okay? You don't want something in this nature to be like a big snowball. We'll use that as an example, okay? You don't want that snowball to be so big that you know how when you pack a snowball and it's real small. And what happens when you start rolling down a hill? It gets bigger, okay? And what happens if you start telling lies? They get bigger. And you don't remember which ones you said and which ones you told. And as soon as that thing gets so big, it goes down the bottom of the hill and it crashes into a lot of people, okay? I mean, a lot of people, all right? And it hurts a lot of people, right? Because it's so big, it crashes and hurts it. Now, if you're telling the truth, that's not going to happen, is that right? Okay, so that's kind of why I want you to be honest with me about this, okay? About some things, all right? So we need to, I'm here, okay? Because I don't think that this is something that you, the intention wasn't there. You know, I don't think you're a bad person. I really don't. I think that you're a smart person, okay? I think that you sometimes you get dealt bad hand, and I think sometimes that's what's happened with you, okay? And I want you to understand that you need to be honest with me. And if you're involved in anything that I'm about ready to tell you, then you need to tell me, okay? Your mom's dead, okay? Now, what I want to ask you is, your mom's passed away, okay? And she's deceased, all right? Now, what I want to ask you, did you have involvement in this? Okay. Hang on, listen to me for just a second, okay? I want you to understand something, okay? Remember the snowball that we talked about? You remember the pencil that we talked about? I'm going to demonstrate something with the pencil here, okay? Look at me. Look at me for just a second, okay? Sometimes people are going along, you know how you got a pencil? You got the lead here and you got the eraser right here, right? You know what I'm talking about? You've seen a pencil, right? You've used a pencil before, right? Okay. And when you write with a pencil, you write your own story, right? Okay. And you take that pencil and you're writing along with your story. Well, sometimes some people make mistakes when they write stuff down, don't they? We've all made mistakes. You've made mistakes. I've made mistakes, right? You ever made a mistake in your life?
Yeah.
And I've made mistakes in my life. And hang on just a second, okay? When you're writing this stuff down, all of a sudden you make a mistake. Well, what do you do with that mistake? You take that pencil and you flip it over and you start erasing stuff, okay? And you erase it and you recorrect it. And you take that pencil and then you rewrite your history, your story, okay? And I think that's where you're at with this tonight, okay? That you have a chance to rewrite your story. And I think that that's what you can do, is you can rewrite your story tonight, okay? Like I said earlier, I don't think you're a bad person. I really don't. You know, I don't think that that's you at all. And you're not out here, you know, doing things that are so bad that nobody wants to talk to you, nobody wants to be around you. I don't think that's you, okay? But what I do think, okay, what I do think is there's some stuff going on that you and I need to talk about. And why these things happen, okay? And that's where we're at with this, okay? Now, I want you to understand something. That you need to be, look at me, okay? Look at me for just a second, okay? You're in a situation where you can help yourself right now, okay? And that's what you need to do, okay? You've got to help yourself, okay? Because the more and more you let that snowball roll down that hill and get bigger, what's going to happen is it's going to explode. And that's what's going to happen with you, you know? You don't want that, do you? I don't think you do. I wouldn't want that. So we've got to rewrite history. We've got to rewrite some things, don't we? Okay? And I think that's where we're at with all this, right? What happened with your mom that night?
I don't know what happened with my mom at all.
Okay, just listen to me, okay, sweetheart? You know what happened to your mom, okay? You know exactly, sweetheart, listen to me. Let's not go down that road of taking your pencil and writing a bunch of mistakes down. And then when you get to a certain point, that paper's gone, and guess what? You can't erase it, can you?
No.
You can't erase it anymore. Do you want that?
No.
I don't think you do. I think you're smart enough to understand where we're at with this, okay? I think you know, okay? And I know that you know, all right? I wouldn't be here if I didn't know. And I know the answer to a lot of these questions, okay? I already know them, okay? I know them, and I'm giving you a chance to be honest with me, okay? Because you don't want this thing to spiral out of control. Okay?
No.
Your boyfriend's in here, okay?
He's here.
He's in here, okay? All right? And do you think that we've not talked to people?
No, I know.
Listen to me before you say a whole lot. Do not get yourself in a bunch of lies, because what's going to happen, that snowball's going to get so huge, sweetheart, that it's going to explode on you, and you're never, ever going to dig yourself out of it. Do you understand me?
I understand.
So I want to know, okay, why? Why did you guys hurt your mom? Okay,
We would never.
sweetheart, look at me. I've got kids. I've been doing this for a long time.
I know, sir.
And I want you to understand something. Don't dig yourself that hole. Don't go down that path, okay? Because listen to me for a second. You go down that path, and what's going to happen? What do you think is going to happen if you go down that path? It's not a path to go down.
If anything, I don't tell lies.
Okay, then don't sit here and lie to me, because if you do, what's going to happen is it's going to get bigger and bigger and bigger. You're not going to remember the ones that you've told other people, okay? Other people that I've probably already talked to. You understand that?
I understand.
Okay. Why?
Would you like me to start from the beginning?
I only want you to start from the beginning, but we'll talk about that here in a minute. And I'm glad you're making that progress, okay? I'm proud of you for that. But the first thing that we need to get out of the way right now is why. That's the biggest thing. Do you have, you've got friends that love you.
Of course I know.
You and your mom
Yes.
have friends that care for you.
I know.
You know what? They're down there, down the bottom of this hill with that snowball, and they're asking all these questions. They're asking why.
I know.
Now, help me give them an answer as to why. Okay? You have to give me an answer as to why, because they are so concerned about you.
I know. I have a lot of friends in Missouri. I know that.
Okay.
And I would never hurt my mom.
Okay, sweetheart, do you really want to dig yourself? You're digging yourself deeper. Okay?
No, seriously, I would never hurt her.
Listen to me. Okay. I don't play around with that. Okay. I'm not going to play around with this. Okay.
Sir, I didn't do anything.
Listen to me. Don't let that snowball get bigger, because that's what you're doing right now. Okay. You had a chance. You had the opportunity right here, right now. Because once I walk out that door and that opportunity's gone, guess what? It's gone. It's just like when that paper's taken away and you're writing that pencil, you don't have a chance to erase that mistake. Okay. You need to, in your family, in your friends. You don't have very many family members, but you've got a lot of friends. And we've talked to them all, okay? And every one of them want to know why. That's all they want to know. They still love you. They still care about you. Listen to me for just a second, okay? All they want to know is why. And I have to give that to them, because they can't sleep at night. Because they want to know why. That's all they want to know. Okay? That's all they're looking at.
Sir, I have a million questions right now.
Okay.
So,
You know what? And I'm proud of you for wanting to ask those million questions. And you know what? We can answer those, okay?
okay.
But we got to get down to the bottom of why.
Okay.
The why. And your family, your friends are very, very concerned about you. They all love you. But guess what?
Sure.
Those friends are standing at the bottom of that hill.
I
And
understand.
that snowball
I
is getting
understand.
ready to crush them because they
I
want
think
to
I
know
said
why.
things very, very clearly. You think that it's me? Why would you think that it's me? I have always thought my mom and I are best friends.
Listen to me. Listen to me. Please don't get yourself in this hole. And that's what you're doing. You're still doing it. Okay. What do you not think that we've already talked to some people? Okay. Do you not think that we've talked to everybody? I mean, I'm not going to come in here without having all my things in line. Okay, I want you to understand that.
Of course, I understand that. And
We need to get to the why. When we get to the why, then all these other questions I can answer for you, and we can move on with this. Okay. And you're the person that knows the why. You're the only person that knows the why. Okay. And that's where we're at with it. You're the only one that knows the why, and your friends.
sir,
Do you really want to disappoint your friends?
no, of course not.
Okay. Then why?
May I please speak?
Well, when we get to the why this happened,
I don't even really know what happened.
okay.
I came here because my mother kicked me out of my house. She and I were having relationship problems. I guess she wanted me to stay with her girl forever. She didn't really like my boyfriend. And she was like, pretty much, if you want to move to Wisconsin with him, fine, go. And I packed my stuff. She basically wanted me out of the house before then because we kept on having arguments. But I'm not a violent person. I would never ever hurt her. And a lot of our arguments stemmed from being with Nick. And so I just basically chose to come here. I gave him money to come here. And I said, can you please come pick me up? Because my mom's kicking me out of the house real soon. And that's when he asked his mom, can I stay with his mom and him and his stepdad and his little brother? His mom said, fine. So anyway, I don't exactly know the exact date he came to Springfield, but I know that I gave him the money to stay at a hotel. And anyway, I let him know that.
Hey, hang on. Okay. We're going in a totally different direction here. Okay. We're going to get back to where we started from. Okay. You listen to me. Okay. Let's get back to the why. We can talk all night long about this other stuff, and I'll sit here and I'll listen to you, and I'll listen to everything. This investigation is very thorough. Okay. And there's a lot of whys, and you need to answer those whys. Okay. Give yourself. What about yourself? Give yourself the peace that you need. You need a lot of peace within inside you. Okay. You know, once you get this off your chest, you know, you're gonna feel a lot better about yourself, first of all. Okay. And your friends, okay.
My friends know me as a sweet
you're right.
and as
You're right. But you know what? Sometimes sweet people make mistakes. Everybody does. Okay. You make mistakes. I make mistakes. But you know what? I'm glad you're not this person that's out here going around and doing this to a lot of other people. Okay. I'm glad you're not that person. If you are, I don't even want to talk to you. I don't want to be in the same room with you if that's you. Okay. But I think what it is, I think there's a lot of frustration in your life. I think that you know, there's some things that you and your mom, you know, you've already said that your mom, you kind of had some arguments and you kind of had some strained relationships. Okay.
But we worked through
You know what? And you work through it. You're right. You do. But sometimes that can get the better of people. Okay. And I think that's kind of where you're at with that. I think that you're stressing your life because your mom wanted you to stay so little all the time. Finally got to a boiling point and you just said, you know what? I'm done. You know, no matter what, mom, I'm going to go with my boyfriend. I'm going to do whatever I want now. You made a decision. Okay. But we need to get to why this happened to your mom. Okay. You know what? People make mistakes every day. You do. I do. We all do. We established that. And I'm going to establish it every time because you know what? That's what this is. It's just a mistake. That's all it is. Okay. It's not something that's so huge out here. It's just, oh my gosh, it's a mistake. It's a simple little mistake.
my mom.
It's just a simple mistake. Is all it was. Okay.
I don't know.
You know what?
I don't know. If I knew the basic facts of what is going on,
Sweetheart.
my friend had I do have a phone, but it doesn't call people. I just basically used it for Yahoo messaging app, and one of the people that had texted me, I had texted him that I was leaving home, and he texted me he's like, "Are you okay? People have been posting some stuff on Facebook," and I asked him what post. And unfortunately, the police came before I could even read what he was saying. So I guess he was trying to tell me something.
Okay. Do you see that that's what all your friends are wondering why?
Mm-hmm.
Even that friend that you're talking about is wondering why.
Mm-hmm.
Aaliyah's worried about you?
Aaliyah? Oh, are you kidding me?
Look at me. Look at me.
Aaliyah's always been a bully to me.
Okay, but look at me. This time is different. This time it's a lot different. She's very concerned about you, sweetheart. Very.
What about my Aunt Rachel?
Okay. Why did this happen?
I don't know.
You do know why it happened. Okay.
I don't know why it happened.
Let me tell you something. I walk out that door.
Did she have a heart attack? She was
Hey,
sick.
look at me. We're not going to play those games. I'm not going to do that. That's not what I'm here to do. Okay. Then start being honest with yourself. And start being honest with me. No, you're not. Okay. You're not a bad person. I don't care what anybody's ever said to you. I don't care what your family's ever done to you. I don't care that maybe somebody's bullied you or made fun of you. Okay. Well, you know what? All that rage gets picked up inside. That gets so overwhelming to anybody. I don't care if it's you, me, somebody else. And you know what happens? You explode. Everybody does.
I go to church,
okay.
And I take communion, and I release all of that.
Okay, and that's fine, and I'm proud of you for that. Okay, and that's something that you need to continue to do. Okay, but there again, people make mistakes. Okay, you know, Jesus got angry in the Bible, did he not?
Yes.
And flipped the tables over, right?
Yes, he did.
Okay, so even he gets angry. Okay, but all your friends are still down here, and all they want to know is why. They don't care about the details. They just want to know why, and they're concerned for you, and they still love you, and they still care for you. Matter of fact, there's still a lot of people there for you.
I know.
And every one of them's asking me, why? Detective Hancock, why? Why?
I don't know if you didn't know this, but my mom had guardianship papers for me because
Okay.
And Uncle Ray.
Okay. Can we talk about why first? And I'm glad you brought that up. Okay. Because I've talked to them. And you know what? They're the sort of people sitting in here asking me why. Detective Hancock, why? With tears in their eyes. Detective Hancock, why?
Why don't you tell me why, please?
You tell me why, and then I'll tell you why.
I don't know why.
Yes, you do, sweetheart. You know exactly what's going on.
I don't. I don't know what's going on.
Sweetheart, look at me, okay? Stop letting this get out of control. Stop. Yeah, you do know. And that's smart. I'm proud of you for saying that you know, because you do know. And you're going to let this get so far out of control that there's no way you're going to dig yourself out of it. And I'm here, okay? Because your family and your friends, and I know all of them are just your friends and they're not your family, but you might as well consider them family.
I do.
Because every one of them care about you.
I do consider them.
And I get phone calls all the time. Mr. Hancock, why? Mr. Hancock, that's all we want to know. Why? We still love her. We still care for her, but why? Mr. Hancock, we love her to death, but why? We love Gypsy. We care about her. Your Star Wars people, your buddies. Every one of them talked to me and said, hey, we want to know why. Hancock, we love her. Tell her we love her, but we want to know why.
I can just imagine how many people you talk to.
And they all, you know what? And everyone wants to know why. They don't care about anything else. They just want to know why. So what am I supposed to go tell them? What am I supposed to do? Okay? Because
I'm just wondering, the question you're asking, why? What happened? Why did I come up here? Why did something happen to my mom?
And that's what I'm asking. Why?
She had a lot of medical conditions.
Okay. This is not a medical condition. You know that. It's not a medical condition at all. Okay? All your friends and family. If I can't go home, listen to me. If I can't go home and tell them why this happened, that's all I want to know. If I can't go home and tell them that, guess what? They're going to wonder for the rest of their life. It's going to hurt them.
Please tell me she did not commit suicide. She had bipolar.
Okay, we're not going to get off on that track. We're not getting off on that track, okay? You know what happened. You do know what happened. You were there, okay?
Wait, no.
Yes, you were. You were there.
I wasn't there.
Okay.
I told you I got
you're leaving stuff out. You know something, and you're afraid. You're scared.
I am afraid, and I am scared because I don't know what's going on.
So has somebody threatened you?
What do you mean threatened?
What do you think a threat is? What do you consider a threat?
I'm gonna kill.
Somebody ever said that to you?
No.
Yes, they have.
No.
And I know who told you that.
Nobody's ever said it to me.
So you're telling me you've never been threatened?
Well, once by a stranger at Walmart.
Okay, I'm talking more recently.
But no.
Okay. How far are you going to let this snowball get? How big are you going to let this snowball get before it just explodes? You want to let it get just so big, so huge, that even your family and friends won't ever talk to you again?
No, of course not.
Because right now, all your family and friends, every one of them, they're there. They're still supporting you.
Of course.
You know why? Because they love you.
I know they do.
And I've even had someone tell me that they love you. They said, Mr. Hancock, when you go talk to her, tell her I love her. Tell her that I care about her and I still love her. I said, you know what? I will tell her that. I will tell her that you still love her. But guess what? I can't do that because they asked something else of me too.
What?
They asked me why. And I told them, I said, you know what? I said, this girl sounds like a smart girl. This girl sounds like a girl that, she's going to be honest with me when I go in and talk to her. She's going to tell me why. And then I can come back and tell you people this. And they said, good. Because we love her. Totally love her. So I'm telling you that your family and friends love you. And I'll tell you who they are. But we've got to get to a certain point before we can get on with that. And I know you want to hear that. I know you do. I know you, sweetheart. I know you love your mom. I have no doubt that you love your mom.
I should have never.
Good. Listen to me, okay? I know you love your mom. And don't you think your mom loves you? Don't you think your mom just is worried about you? Loves you? Okay? But we gotta get down to the bottom of why. Okay?
I honestly didn't do anything to my mama.
Who did? Who did?
I don't know.
Do we want to go back to square one? You don't want to do that. We're too far into this. You don't want to go back to square one. How can I go back and tell all your loved ones and your friends that you love them and you told Mr. Hancock why this happened? Because I go back and I tell them, hey guys, I can't tell you why. They're gonna be sad. There's so many of them that protect you and want to protect you. And all of them have told me this. Everybody I've talked to says, tell them we love her. Tell them we care about her. Tell them we'll stick up for her. But you know what? Guess what? Every one of those people asked me, why? Why did this happen? And I said, you know what? I said, I'll talk to her. I said, she knows why. Okay? And you do. And you know why. Just because we do bad things doesn't mean that other people don't love us. Doesn't mean that your mom doesn't love you.
Look, I'm going to tell you this, but please don't think I did it because I did anything to my mom because I didn't. Look, Nick and my mom didn't get along very good.
Okay.
But that's all I know.
Okay. So why do you think Nick did this?
I didn't say he did.
Sweetheart, I already know. I already talked to people, okay? And right now,
He said he hated my mom, but because my mom didn't want us to be together. But I was getting on my mom's nerves. Her nerve medicine was running out. Her patience was getting very thin for me, sticking up for him every time.
I'm proud of you. You did a good job.
And so she asked me to stay away from him, and I promised her I would.
Okay.
But then she just said, well, if you want to go, go. I guess out of love she did that.
Okay.
Because she wanted me to be happy.
So why did this happen to your mom? What was the reason for it?
I don't know. All I know is that
Why did Nick hurt her? Sweetheart, what was his reason behind this? And we're back to that why.
I can't say why. He knows I love my mom. He knows that she's the most important thing to me.
So why do you think he did this to her?
He only said something to me that he said that it's us against the world and that he's going to protect me no matter what and that we were going to get married and everything and nothing was going to stop us.
Okay, even your mom. So he took care of that, didn't he?
What do you mean? I don't think he'd ever hurt her. I mean, he's very sweet. He's very kind. I mean, he doesn't like police that much. He's kind of a radicalist, I guess you would call it.
Okay.
But,
Sweetheart, your mom loves you very much. So we're not going to go off on what Nick believes and what he doesn't believe. Okay? But we're going to start talking about why Nick did this to your mom. And you know why he did this. Don't let your friends down. Don't let those ones that still are there and got your back and still love you. Don't let them down. Don't do that to them. Because every one of them still love you. Let's not do that to them. I don't want to do that to you.
I just think we never hurt my mom, but I'm not.
But why did Nick hurt her? Now's the time to be truthful, sweetheart. No more lies.
The only reason I can think of is because he wanted me to himself.
Okay.
Because my mom kept getting in the way of us being together.
Sure she did. She didn't like Nick.
Mm-hmm.
She didn't want her little baby girl to grow up. She wanted to keep her little baby girl young, didn't she?
She said that there was something dangerous about him. She had a way of reading people.
Okay.
And she said that he seems like the head in a closet type of person, the kind that murders and kills and
Your mom was right.
Jeffrey Dahmer kind of person.
You think your mom was right? You know your mom was right. You hit it right on the nail on the head, sweetheart. You know your mom was right when she said that. You should know what? Okay. And how should you have listened to her?
I should have broke up with him.
Okay. Should you try to stop him? Was he too strong?
He was very strong.
Was it hard for you to try to stop him? It was very hard for you to try to stop him, wasn't it? He's too strong, wasn't he? Yeah, I see that. Look at me. Did you try to stop him? Okay. Hey, I'm proud of you. Look at me. I'm very proud of you for that. Okay, this is why I stepped in my direction. Okay. How did you try to stop him? Did you try to pull the knife away from him? Was that a yes? I can't guess with your nodding, so that's why I'm asking you. It looks like you're shaking your head up and down. Is that a yes?
Yes.
Okay. What did he do with the knife after all this was done?
I'm sorry that I lied to you from the beginning. I'll tell you the truth all now.
Okay. I'm proud of you. I'm proud of you.
I love him so much, but maybe I don't know.
Okay.
I'm very silent ways.
Maybe you can.
He killed my mom.
You killed your mom.
Yes, I know it.
How did you do that?
He was supposed to come visit me.
Okay.
And I thought we were gonna go outside and we're just gonna sit together for a while on the porch. And
At your mom's house?
Yeah.
Okay.
And he came inside and he started walking to my mom's room, and I told him that we need to go outside. We need to go outside.
What was your mom doing at that point? Was she asleep?
She was asleep, and I got up to use the restroom. And at that point, he had put me in the bathroom, and he had locked the door.
Okay.
And he went to my mom's room, and I heard her cry. And heard him scream for my name.
You heard your mom crying? You heard your mom crying? And you heard your mom calling out your name?
And then
She was screaming.
And he opened the door, and he was covered. His hands had blood on it, and he had cut himself with his fingers.
You know if it was his left hand or his right hand?
It was, oh my gosh, I think it was this hand.
Okay.
And what happened was, I had, he commanded me to clean him up.
Okay.
And
How did you do that?
I cleaned things up with wet wipes and
With like what kind of wipes?
baby wipes.
Baby wipes? Okay. What did you do with those baby wipes?
Threw it
Like in the bathroom trash?
in
Or,
the garbage.
in the garbage? Okay.
He says you don't know how he is.
Okay.
You don't know how fast he is.
I know.
You don't know how he is.
Go ahead with your story, okay? You're doing good.
And I was in shock. And then he took me to my bedroom. And he made me take off all my toys off the bed.
So he made you take all your toys off your bed? Okay.
And he raped me.
Then he raped you?
And then after he was finished, he made me grab my bag. And
Grab your bag?
my bag to pack stuff.
Okay. What was in the backpack?
Stuff like soap and things. Clothes. He picked up clothes for me.
Okay. What did the backpack look like?
It's a black backpack that says Faith Book.
Faith book on it? Black backpack? Okay.
And a pink suitcase.
A pink suitcase?
And he put my clothes in there. And after that, we called a taxi.
Okay.
And
do you remember what taxi company it was?
Springfield, yellow cab.
Yellow cab? Okay. All right.
And I know that helping him clean up was wrong. But he said I had to, and he grabbed me by the throat, and he said I had to.
Okay.
And so that's why I did it. And we took a cab back to his hotel.
Where was the hotel at?
The Days Inn on Kentwood Avenue. North Kentwood.
Okay. So over by Gunstone Avenue? Okay.
It's like by the Cracker Barrel.
Oh, okay. All right.
And we stayed there, and until we can get a bus, a Greyhound bus. But the Greyhound bus that he was going to take to go back to Wisconsin, it was too full for me. So, and he told them my name was Bella Godejohn.
Okay.
So they couldn't track me. And so we took the Greyhound bus, and we came here where we stayed for a few days at his parents' house.
Okay. Why were you wearing a wig?
Because my hair is fully grown out, and he didn't want people to recognize me.
Okay. Where's that wig at now?
Back at his house. All my stuff is at his house.
In,
here in Big Bend.
Oh, in Big Bend? Okay.
And I have money there. I have my social security cards there. I have an extra feeding tube there.
Okay. So you got all that extra stuff there?
Yeah,
Okay.
important things that I have to get back.
Okay.
What's going to happen to me, sir?
Well, I'm glad you asked that, and we'll talk about that, okay? I want to get a few more things out of the way, okay? You said that when you were in the house, you guys were supposed to go outside. And him and your mom, what was him and your mom like that previously?
She didn't know he was there.
Okay, so she had no idea he was there.
No.
Had they argued or anything before? Or, why did he? And we're back to that question of why. And I want you to tell me why he did this.
I know why.
Okay.
On the phone, they had an argument. I wanted them to get along so bad. And I invited him to come in March to see Cinderella with me. The movie.
This past March? Okay.
The movie Cinderella. And anyway, unfortunately it hurt my mom's feelings because I paid more attention to him than her.
Okay.
And anyway, she didn't like him from then on. And I called him to try to talk to him. And he told me, she had talked to him for a little while and was like, "You're not good enough for my daughter. You're a creepy eye, and it's creepy that you were hitting on my daughter whenever we're going to a family movie." And he doesn't like his name to be dragged in mud. And
Is that something he's told you, or words that he's used, or okay? So he told you he didn't like his name being dragged through the mud by your mom.
Mhm.
Okay.
And he said that it was his way of getting justice or revenge.
Okay. Do you know what he meant by getting justice or revenge? You want to get into that? What did he tell you?
He just said that she had bad talked him, that she deserved it.
And he says, did he say she deserves it, or did he say she deserves something else or something different?
Well, he
Yeah,
said that
you
he
can use
would.
whatever word you want. You're not in trouble.
He said he would have done way worse if he didn't care about me. He said he wanted to originally rape her too.
Okay. Did you go in and see your mom?
No. I didn't want to. No.
Proud of you. I know it doesn't make it any easier, but I'm proud of you. Can you describe the knife to me?
It's sharp.
Would it be like a folding knife, a switchblade, a butterfly, or something different?
It was a long knife.
A long
That's all
knife.
That's all I know.
Would it unfold, or would it fold up, or something different?
I don't think it folded.
Okay. Think it was just a knife with a handle, or something different?
It looked like just a handle.
Do you know where you got that at? Wasn't from the kitchen at your guys' house?
I'm not really sure. Certain.
Do you know what he did with the knife after all this?
No.
You positive?
Sir, I love my mom so much.
I can tell you did.
I don't know. And I don't know.
So if you would have known this was going to happen, you would have never went with him. When you say you went with him, what do you mean by that?
I never got involved with him.
Never had a relationship with him. Okay.
We've been in a relationship for 2 years and 7 months. And in that time, his exes have told me that he's very controlling. And he's into that thing, BDSM, the fetish thing.
That's a sexual thing. Okay.
And I agreed to it, I guess. And I guess I saw nothing wrong with him being a little controlling.
Okay.
I think that's fine.
Did anything ever happen here when you were in this state? Sexually, I mean, was all the sex that you had here in this state, was it consensual?
It was consensual.
Consensual, okay. But in Missouri, there was he forced himself on you. And when did that happen? After he How did that make you feel?
Horrible because it hurt.
Okay. Where'd you guys have sex at?
After what happened in my bedroom,
Okay.
We went back to the hotel, and he kept telling me that everything was going to be okay and everything that he did just for me because he worships me and he wanted us to be together.
He wants you guys to be together, told you everything would be fine.
Mm-hmm.
What did you think that he meant when he said that?
I thought he said he wanted to marry me.
Okay. How did that make you feel when he told you that?
Happy.
Sure.
Because we talked about getting married before.
But you knew your mom was dead at that time. Is that correct or not?
That is correct.
That's correct. Okay.
I wanted to protect him. At the same time, I don't want to go to jail. Because I didn't do anything wrong.
This is why, from the very beginning, when I talked to you, I said, your involvement in this, and you need to tell me, okay? Because I don't want you lying to me. I don't want you leaving stuff out. Okay? What was he wearing that night that happened?
A scary shirt. It was black and it had clowns on it. Scary clowns.
Scary clowns, black shirt. Okay. Can you describe any other clothing that he might have been wearing?
A hoodie, a black hoodie.
Black hoodie.
And black pants.
Black pants. Okay. What about his shoes?
He wears the same shoes.
Do you remember what color those were?
Like an off-white. He only has one pair.
Okay. Does he still have those?
If he's wearing them right now, he's wearing them.
Do you know if he has those pair at the house here in the state?
They probably are.
So the ones that he killed your mom, he was wearing, he probably has here at the house that he was living in. Okay. Anything else that he was wearing? Ball cap or hoodies or anything like that? Nothing?
Yes.
Okay. So you never went to the bedroom?
No, sir.
And you said that he had locked you in the bathroom? Describe how that happened.
As I was going towards my mom's room, because I was coming here, and it's a hallway. Mm-hmm. And I was like, where are you going? And he put me in the bathroom. He closed the door, and the person he locked the door in the way that it locked itself.
Were you inside the bathroom?
I was inside the bathroom.
Okay.
And then,
so he can lock it from the outside?
No, he put it to lock inside, and then he closed it.
So the lock was on the inside?
The lock was on the inside.
Okay, so how come you never unlocked it and it came out?
I never thought about it.
Okay. At that point, did you know what his intentions were?
Not really, no.
You didn't know what his intentions were with your mom?
No, I was kind of afraid of him, so I thought I'd give him time to cool off, I guess. And then I heard all the screaming, and I was so scared that I just covered my ears. And I just crawled up in a little corner.
Where were you at in the bathroom? You said you were curled up.
By the tub, like by the toilet.
Mm-hmm.
I was there.
What were you wearing that night?
I was wearing a white nightgown with flowers on it.
A white nightgown with flowers. And you're doing this that have flowers on the top up here.
Flowers on the top.
Okay. Now, when you said nightgown, I'm not a girl, so I don't know what those things are. Can you kind of describe it a little better for me?
A button gown, long sleeves,
Okay.
white, and it was a soft material.
Soft material. Okay. Did you have panties or shorts or anything on?
No, I don't usually wear panties to bed.
Okay. I'm gonna get a little bit personal. Okay. When you were in the bathroom and you heard your mom screaming, can you kind of describe that to me? If you can, just start from the beginning, the middle to the end.
I heard her wake up, kind of moaning, and I heard her scream.
You heard her moan, and then you heard her scream.
And
Can you describe her scream to me? No, it's an awkward question.
Startled.
Okay.
And then she kept screaming louder and louder. And then she had said, Gypsy, Gypsy. And
He isn't him.
Gypsy, my name. She was calling for
She was calling.
She was calling for my
She's
name.
your mom.
Mhm.
Okay.
And I think I knew what he was doing.
At that point, you knew what he was doing,
I knew what he was doing,
and your mom was hollering at you for you.
but I was too afraid to go because I was afraid he'd do the same to me.
So would it be safe that you kind of knew what he was going in there to do when he locked you in the bathroom? Okay. Did he tell you kind of what he was going to do? Did he make us, make a comment or any kind?
No.
Okay.
But while he was doing it,
No, you say doing it. I can't guess. Part of my job is not to guess. So.
killing her,
Okay.
he said a comment. You won't keep us apart. You won't keep us apart. You'll be dead before that happens.
Where were you standing at? Where was he at? Whenever he said that.
I was in the bathroom with my hands over my ears like
Okay.
this, and he was in my mom's bedroom.
And that's when he was making that comment. You're not going to stand between me and her.
Mm-hmm.
Okay. How'd you get these stuff on your neck? How'd you get all that?
They're hickeys.
They're just hickeys. Okay. How'd you get this?
That is a hickey, and that one's a bruise. And then
You're telling me this is a hickey? You've been honest with me this whole time now. Don't start lying to me now. What is this and how did you get it? I'm a guy. I would never give a girl a hickey on her arm. Okay? How'd you get that bruise? Look at me.
he grabbed my arm.
At what point did you grab your arm?
He kept on grabbing me to bring me around the house, and he made me clean up the drops of blood.
Describe that to me.
He forced me to be naked while I was doing it.
Okay.
So, he went into the kitchen, and he asked if we had any carpet washing stuff.
Okay. What was, do you know the name of it or what it looked like? Can you describe it to me?
This one was carpet odor remover. We didn't have any stain remover.
Was it in a bottle?
It was in
or-
a reddish maroon bottle.
Okay.
And he grabbed my arm like this and said, "Clean it up."
Now, where were you at when he did that? What part of the house were you at?
The drops of blood went from my mom's bedroom all the way to the hall, into the dining room, to the kitchen. And he made me clean up each drop.
Good.
And he wanted a drink of water. So he said he couldn't touch any of the cups. So grab him a cup, get him some water, and he made me give him a drink of water.
Okay. What were you using to clean up the blood? Was it like a washcloth, a towel, or something different?
Scott towel.
Scott towel. Was it something your mom had in the house? Okay. What'd you do with those towels?
We threw it in the garbage.
Put it in the garbage. Okay. Where's that garbage at now?
They took it out.
Okay. Where did they take it out to? Like the street, or did they take it somewhere in a car and take it, or something
It
different?
was, the trash usually passes on a Thursday morning.
Your guys' trash comes on Thursday morning.
So we put it out on the curb
Okay. When did he kill your mom?
on the night of the night.
The night of the 9th? Do you know what day that was?
I can't remember the name of the day. I'm sorry.
How come you can remember the night, but you don't remember the day? Can you kind of explain that to me?
Because I remember we were planning to sneak outside and see each other.
And you remember it was the 9th?
Mhm.
Okay. Anything else you need to tell me? Anything else you're leaving out? It's your last opportunity.
No, sir. That's it.
Nothing about you?
I didn't do anything wrong.
You never killed your mom?
No.
Never touched her with a knife?
No, I never did, sir.
You never agreed? Told him that you knew he was going to kill her?
No. I never.
What do you think he's going to tell me?
He's going to tell you that I came here just to see him and that he didn't do it.
So he's not going to tell me that you had any part of this?
Honestly, I don't know what he's going to say.
Okay, I'm asking you direct and straight.
Mm-hmm.
You don't think he's going to tell me that you had anything to do with your mom's killing? And this is the time to be honest. It's like I told you. Walk out that door.
He has a romantic notion of us doing everything together as a team, but I didn't want this. I wanted my mom and him to.
So did you kill your mom?
No, sir.
Did you help
No, sir.
Nicholas kill your mom?
No, sir. No, sir.
Did you have knowledge that Nicholas was going to kill your mom before he did it?
No, sir.
Okay, sit tight for me, okay? Talk with you just a little bit more. What color was the wicker bed? That picture, what color was that? Black. Okay. Was that your wicker or whose was that? Just have me play dress up in something. Okay. Does your mom normally, does she sleep naked, or does she?
No.
You stay up. What does she usually wear to bed?
Nightgowns, their sleeveless.
Okay. Do you know, was she wearing anything that night that she went to bed?
A blue nightgown.
A blue nightgown? Okay. The droplets of blood in the house. And you said that you were cleaning them up from where in the house?
From, they went in the hall.
The hallway?
Nick wouldn't let me in my mom's bedroom.
Okay.
So, they went from the hall to the kitchen.
From the hall to the kitchen. Now, are those the blood droplets that you were trying to clean up?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. Yeah, the stuff that you were cleaning them up with, you said that it was it in a spray bottle or a glass bottle or something different?
It was in like one of those jugs.
Like a jug? Okay, was it say it had a handle on it or didn't have a handle or something? Had a handle on it? Okay. And what color was it again?
Maroon.
Maroon?
It's in the kitchen. I can tell you where it's at. It's by the back door.
By the back door? Okay. What, did it have any wordings or anything on it or not have anything wordings on it or something different?
Bissell, I think it's for pet odor.
Bissell, pet odor? Yeah. Okay. When you guys left your mom's house and you said that you had called, you said Yellow Cab.
He called Yellow Cab from his cell phone.
From his cell phone. Okay. Where's his cell phone at right now? Is it at the house here?
I think so. I doubt he was able to take it with him.
Okay. What color was that cell phone? Do you know the brand of it or anything?
No, I'm afraid I don't.
Okay. What color was it? Do you remember?
Black.
Black. Okay. So he calls for Yellow Cab.
Mm-hmm.
Kind of explain to me that process there. You guys, Yellow Cab obviously shows up.
Mm-hmm.
And can you kind of start from there from the beginning, middle?
And we got into the Yellow Cab, and we told them to go to the hotel, and we went to the hotel. He only paid for his stay, and I was able to just sneak in the room with him.
So explain that to me. How did you sneak in the room? Were you over by Waffle House or something, or and then come into the room?
I just waited right outside.
Like outside?
Like the office where you would normally check in.
Of the motel?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And I just went in his room.
Okay. Did you guys go anywhere after that?
We went to Waffle House and we tried to eat, but I forgot that I was on it. Okay. And I started to drink some chocolate milk, but then I got sick.
Okay. All right. So you ate at the Waffle House there, right next to the Days Inn's in the same parking lot. Mm-hmm. Okay. Then where did you go after you guys ate?
We went back to the hotel to lay down because I wasn't feeling good. I felt dizzy and my stomach felt bad.
Okay. So you guys lay down. Approximately how long do you think you guys slept?
Probably about 5 hours.
About 5 hours?
Yeah.
Okay. After you slept for 5 hours, then what did you guys do? Did you get up and go anywhere?
We stayed at the hotel the whole time, really.
Okay. So you stayed at the hotel for a while, and then how did you wind up? Now we kind of need to know. You stayed at the hotel. What day did you leave the hotel, and how did you get from the hotel to wherever you went to get to here?
We were supposed to take a Greyhound bus. His bus was scheduled for to leave on the 11th at 6:13. But whenever we got all our stuff packed and everything, we tried to go to the Greyhound station, and all the tickets were sold out.
How did you get from the hotel to the Greyhound station?
Taxi. We used the taxi the whole time.
The same one?
Same taxi service, but different driver.
So Springfield yellow cab?
Right.
Okay. So you got a cab from the hotel to Greyhound.
Mm-hmm.
Did they drop you off and leave?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so you went in there.
We went in there and we were going to purchase my ticket, but unfortunately they were sold out.
Okay.
So they said that they just fixed our tickets for the morning after.
Okay.
And that was at 7:30.
7:30 at night or in the morning?
In the morning.
In the morning. Do you remember what day that was?
On the 12th.
On the 12th. Okay. So your mom died on the 9th. And you had 10th, 11th, and 12th. So we're missing a couple of days in there. What did you guys do for those couple of days?
Stayed at the hotel.
Okay. Did you guys go to Walmart or anything?
He went to Walmart to get us something to drink. Okay. And on the last day, he went to Walmart to buy condoms.
Okay. All right. So anywhere else that you guys went together, or was it just him that was leaving out or something different?
That was it.
Okay. So he was the only one leaving. You were staying at the hotel?
I wasn't staying at the hotel. We both went to Walmart together, but I waited outside.
Okay. So you went to Walmart together, walked up there, rode up there, or what?
We took a cab there, and I waited outside with our luggage because he didn't want our luggage to be by itself.
And then you went from there to the Greyhound bus station?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And what were you wearing?
I haven't changed my clothes since then, so this.
Okay, so that's what you were wearing today. And did you have a wig on at that point? Anything else on your face?
No, sir.
Okay.
I'm wearing the same shoes and everything.
Okay. All right.
I even told him that my thoughts of life with him would be a bit different, and this is not how I wanted it to be. And he has a way about him that he can make you feel comfortable in any situation. And I never felt like I was in any danger when I got to Wisconsin, because I know that he loves me and he would do anything for me and to be with me. But I know that there's this, he called it his evil side. He needs to get rid of that side, because that's no way to live. You live a righteous life. You live a good life. He even made me leave behind my cross, because he believes his own religion, I guess.
Okay. When you guys went to the Greyhound bus station, tickets were bought out, where'd you guys go from there? Did you guys stay the night somewhere?
After they couldn't get me on the bus, we went back to the hotel, stayed another night at the hotel.
And what day was that?
The 11th. We were supposed to leave on the 11th, but bus, I couldn't get on it, so we stayed another night.
So you stayed the 11th and into the 12th? Was that safe to say?
No, we were traveling on the 12th. So
traveling on the 12th?
We got on the Greyhound bus at 7 o'clock.
On the 12th?
On the 12th in the morning. And we were on a Greyhound bus from Springfield to St. Louis to Chicago, then Chicago to Milwaukee, and then his mom came pick us up late at night. I think it was at 2 a.m.
Off of the Greyhound bus?
Off of the Greyhound bus. So she met us at the Milwaukee bus station at around 2 a.m. On, I guess, technically the 13th.
Okay. All right, give me just 3 more minutes, okay? You're right with you, right? Another thing I set up, I'm going to make sure none of the questions I have. Did the cab come to the house? Did he call the cab to the house?
Sir.
Okay. Did the cab pull up in front of the house, or did you guys have to walk and go get to it, or something different?
It pulled in the driveway.
Pulled in the driveway of your mom's house? Okay. You said you guys met on a website?
Yeah, on a it was called ChristianDatingForFree.com.
Christian
Datingforfree.com.
Datingforfree.com. Okay. And did you make a profile on there, and he had a profile on there, or?
Mm-hmm.
Okay. And that's how you guys met?
Mm-hmm.
Okay.
And we just stayed in touch. And we ended up, I told him that my mom was a bit protective and she's a bit hard to, please, I guess. And I wanted him to make a good impression on her.
Sure.
So I sent him some formal clothes, like a nice shirt like that and a nice pants.
Right.
And so they can meet up so he could at least make a good impression. So, and I guess my mom just saw right through all the falseness and everything, and she's like, he's dangerous.
Okay. Sorry, there's something else I had to ask you. And you don't know what happened to the knife. Did he have it in his hand whenever he opened up the bathroom door?
Yes, sir.
He did have it in his hand.
He had it in his hand, and he didn't want me to look, and but he wanted me to clean up his blood from his cut.
Okay.
So I was able to clean him up, and I put a Band-Aid on his finger.
Okay. Have you seen the Facebook posts that were out there? That was on Gypsy.
Yes, sir.
Okay, who put those posts out there? You know the one I'm specifically talking about. The very first post. What did that post say?
Something really bad.
Okay. What was so bad? What was said?
I put it on there because I wanted someone to find my mom.
Okay. What did you put? What did you type on there?
I put what he had said to me, and he was happy about it.
Which was what?
That bitch is dead.
That bitch is dead? Is that what you just told me? Okay. So you put on your Facebook, that bitch is dead. Okay.
I wanted someone to know that something was wrong. And I knew that my friends would all worry if that's not the way me and my mom talk.
Okay.
So I was like, if I put that on there, they'll know something's wrong.
Okay. Where did you do that from?
From his house.
Okay. On a phone, a computer, a laptop, or what?
On he has a computer, but my little, I guess you could say phone, but usually I just use it to get Wi-Fi and play video games or something on.
So that's the phone that you typed that on? Mm-hmm. Okay.
And he knew about it, and I asked him if I could have permission to please, I need them to find my mom, and so she could have a proper burial.
Okay.
And I knew that it would get people's attention because we don't ever curse. And like, at first people were like, "Oh, they must be watching a movie," and I'm like, "No, this is serious. Please, someone call the police."
Where's that phone at now that you typed that stuff on?
It's in my backpack.
In your backpack? Where's your backpack at?
At the house.
At the house
in Big Bend.
In Big Bend. Okay. There was another post. There was something else that was put on there.
Mm-hmm.
What was that?
That my mom got slashed and he raped me.
Okay.
And I know there was another one that says the girl is dead too. He said to post that so they wouldn't come looking for me.
And who posted that?
Me.
You did that? Okay. On your own free will?
No.
You were told to put that on there?
Yes.
Now you said that first one.
The first one, I wanted to put on that one because I wanted someone to find my mom and know that something was wrong.
Okay. So was it safe to say that you put that on your own free will, that first one, but not the other ones? Is that what you're telling me?
Well, I would never ever call my mom that, but yes, sir.
Okay. All right. Any other things that were posted on your Facebook?
That's about it.
That's about it? Okay.
I would like to ask some questions
Okay.
that I have.
Okay.
One, what is going to happen to me?
Okay.
And two, am I going to be sent back to Missouri? Can I get my luggage with money and my social security cards, my insurance card, and things like this?
Okay. The first question, I have no power or control over that because I'm not that person. I don't have that power or authority. Okay. That's still to be decided at this point. Okay. But I don't have that control, and I don't want to make any promises that I can't keep. Okay. As far as your personal property belongings and stuff, right now all that is part of an investigation. Okay. So it'll probably be retained for a period of time. Okay. All right. Okay. Give me just a little bit more time. Okay. Okay, stand up for me. Okay, we'll take some photos of your. Nothing else happened in this state that we know other crimes or you guys did anything. Okay, I just want to make sure. All right, let's stand up for me. Okay, I'll get a few close-ups, okay? Because you've got all those things on your neck there. Can you kind of pull your shirt down just a little bit? Not up, but right there on the collar. There you go, just like that. Thank you. I'll turn like this for you, okay? Is this from the hospital when you were in the hospital there? Okay. Pull up your sleeve just a little bit for me. Hold out your hands just like this together, just like that. Yep, there you go. Okay, hold your hands over. Come together for me. Maybe just like it. Do you have any other bruises anywhere? And I don't want you to show me don't show me any of your body parts. Okay. How did you get that?
He gave me to shave my legs and kneel on the ground and clean up the blood. So I think I got carpet burns.
So you think it's carpet burn from just crawling around on the carpet when you were cleaning up the blood? Okay. Anything else anywhere else? Okay. All right. Cover back up that blanket if you want.
The deputies are mentioned. I think the bathroom.
Thank you.
Take your seat. Thanks. You doing right, Gypsy?
Yes, sir.
Okay.
Hi, Gypsy. Sorry to have to wake you up. Talk to your boyfriend.
Mm-hmm.
There's a whole lot of stuff you're leaving out, girl.
Like what?
Well, I'm not gonna get into it with you, okay? You're leaving a lot of stuff out that you need to probably tell me. Do you want to talk to me about it? Tell me about it.
Sure, I'll tell you.
Okay.
I'll tell you.
You planned this with him, okay? You didn't get locked in the bathroom, okay? I'm not stupid. First of all, the lock's on this side, so you can't get locked in there. Okay, you went in there because You brought that knife into the picture. You brought the idea into the picture.
I didn't bring the idea.
You did bring it into. You brought the whole thing in the idea.
No.
And he did it for you.
No.
Yeah,
No.
he did. Okay. So the lies, they're done. I'm not sitting here all night long.
No, I won't give you. I won't give you. Like, I did not think of this. I know that he has a evil side, and he did want to do it.
Okay, I understand that. I understand that.
He wanted to get rid of my mom.
Yeah, for you.
Yes, for me.
Yeah, because you asked him to.
He wanted to.
Yeah, because you asked him to. Plain and simple. Gypsy, we're not playing this game, okay? You asked him to. That's why he did it. Okay? Plain and simple. We're not playing this game. I'm not spend all my night long listening to your lies anymore. You told me the truth on some things, but you left a lot of stuff out. Left a lot of stuff out. So we're not playing this game, okay? He's already told me everything. Everything.
We're both trying.
The knife was mailed. You guys mailed it here, okay? We know where the knife's at. So the gig's up. You're done. It's up. You're done. You're done. You hated your mom?
I did not hate my mom. I did not hate my mom. I
Yeah, you
loved my mom, and
You would have never done this to your mom.
He needs to tell you that I honestly have been having horrible, and I didn't want to do it. And he said that he would commit suicide if we didn't.
Yeah.
Did he tell you that?
Yep.
I said that it was a bad thought that I was thinking, and
No.
I don't think that we should be doing this.
A lot of people think about stuff, but when you act, that's when you cross the line. And that's what you've done. You acted upon it, and he acted upon it. So, okay, we're done. You're obviously going to keep telling me lies.
I'm not, sir. I'm not, sir.
Now you're going to be booked in for, later on down the line, you're going to be booked in for probably murder, okay? As long as, and with him as well, okay? All right?
I didn't murder my mom, sir.
Listen to me.
Sir,
Listen
I
to
didn't.
me. We're done. You're obviously going to keep telling me lies.
I'm not, sir. I'm not, sir.
Now you're going to be booked in for, later on down the line, you're going to be booked in for probably murder, okay? As long as, and with him as well, okay? All right?
I didn't murder my mom, sir.
Listen to me.
Sir,
Listen to me. You did, because you're behind it. You pulled all the strings on it, and you're behind it. I'm not, listen, Gypsy, I'm not going to sit and argue with you about it, okay?
All I wanted was
So-
come and get me.
No, that's not all you wanted. There's a lot more to this whole story that you're leaving out. I'm not going to play the sympathetic game. I'm not like that, okay? I can see right through it, okay?
Please, I'm not able to be in jail. I have a lot of medical
I
needs.
understand that, and they'll get taken care of, okay? So sit tight.
I want a lawyer. Please, sir. Sir. I want a lawyer. Please, I need a lawyer.
Okay, have a seat.
We'll be right with you, okay? We'll let you know what's going on. Okay, he actually stepped out right now. So if you just want to hold that, and when he comes back, we'll be able to, okay? Everything okay?
Yeah.
All right. You're on the floor there?
I'm just scared.
Okay. Well, what we're going to do is we're going to end up moving you from this room here. And for the night, we're going to put you up in a spot up in the jail. But it'll be probably about another 5 minutes, and then I'll walk you up there, okay? So yeah, come on, put your boots on, stay comfortable for a couple minutes, and I'll get you up there. All right, we are ready to head up. What we're going to do is we're kind of be in the jail facility. We're going to wait there for a while, and investigators will probably talk to you again in the morning, but at least this gives you an opportunity to probably get something to eat and get some regular sleep, okay? So, yeah, if you want to step out, by policy, we're going to have to put some handcuffs on you. Okay, just turn face away and put your hands behind your back.
And I'm assuming, has she been searched?
Yes.
Yeah. We got some tiny little ribs here, so I'm just gonna make sure that.
Just
Is Nick still here?
what's that?
Is Nick still here?
Nick's still in the, he's still in the building.
Can you please give him a message for me?
Well, we're not giving any messages at this time, okay? We're done.
Tiny wrists.
And the only time she really ever asked for Nick was after she found out that Nick would not be taking the fall for it. Although she would later, her and her family would make it so that he took the fall. But that's for another day. We're still back in the way back when machine, back when Gypsy was still the monster and Nick was just the poor schmuck. But we're going to top this off with a little brownie talk. A little brownie talk. Were the most magical days of poor Nick's life. I wanted to show you really quick before we left. I did see that Katie Joy posted, or well, actually it was on Flawless Nina the Beauty Influencers page. And this was Gypsy Rose talking about her pregnancy and how she was upset that she was possibly going to pass it on to her child. She says, "I'm struggling with emotions today. The more I hear and read about my genetic condition," if you even believe that the more she's reading about it, about my genetic condition, the more I worry. And we do have a live and some videos that we did on microcephaly. We did one with Katie from Down the Rabbit Hole at Bedtime. She's a nurse, and Toddy One Skip, and we talked about it. But then I also did a full one on my own where I went into what this condition is that she has. She says, "I feel like maybe I'm already a bad mom because I know I have this, but I chose to have kids anyway. I mean, I didn't know it could be passed down until recently, except all her siblings have it. But it only makes me feel selfish knowing that I could be bringing a child into the world with health problems. And I hate the way it sounds because I don't want it to sound like my mother, but it's a very valid concern. Basically, I could be bringing a child into this world to suffer a fate of living abnormal, and I just feel like a piece of shit because you are a piece of shit. And it would be all my fault. Like, that is something that is heavy on my heart." So this was something that she texted to Katie Joy, and Katie Joy is letting loose. She has been outed from the clan and is saying, "No, no, 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 not today, my friends." So I will put the link to everything that we watch down in the description. Thank you guys for being here. I've had a great time. Hopefully on Friday, maybe I can set something up with what the bug, and we can go over Nick's interrogation and all of that good stuff, and talk about what happened to Nick's mom and dad, and I think he's got a brother out there. So yeah. And also tomorrow there's going to be a really good interview over on Sir Morbid's that I am interested in. He is interviewing, Amelia Bird. This is the prisoner that has become her best friend that she wanted Kim Kardashian to advocate for. And it was somebody that she had up on her TikTok and her one of her other pages, even before she got out of prison. I managed to capture all that before she took it down. So I've got it up on the pages. But yeah, there's going to be an interview of Amelia Bird's girlfriend. And we're going to maybe get some good tea on Gypsy Rose, because what is this all about? Why are we all doing this? To make sure that Gypsy Rose stops profiting. Why are you guys all doing this? I want to make sure that she stops profiting and that she doesn't harm anybody else. I mean, people need to know the truth about her. And then once you know the truth, then you decide. It's all on you. Just give you the information and then you decide. You can even hang out with me if you think she's innocent. I mean, I'd really like to pick your brain, but I mean, as long as we can do it respectfully, then yeah. This is a channel where I want everyone to feel free to come and hang out no matter what, no matter your age, no matter your sex, your race. Yeah, no matter what, anything. I want everybody here. So I'm so happy that you guys are here with me. I want to say welcome to all the new subscribers, and big shout out to my dragonflies and my mods, Chris C and Heaven Lee. Thank you, ladies. Thank you for holding down the fort. I love you and I appreciate you so very much. And so I'm gonna head out. If nobody's told you this, and you know, whatever, even if they have, I'm here to tell you this one more time. I love you guys so, so much, and I'll see you next time. Bye, guys. Hi, guys. Welcome to Parawomenradio. I'm Amy.
Carefully strumming this old guitar, words rolling out into the fire. Never ask why my heart burned blue. Here in the haze where you inspire me. Here in the darkness I hear my cue. Time to find some solitude. Here where my soul bleeds openly, deep in the heart of sin and you. Here in the blue, I'm falling deep into you. Here in the blue, I'm dancing with you tonight, and it feels fine. Carefully strumming this old guitar again.